Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. 7 games remain in the regular season for the Columbus Blue Jackets. One of those tonight in Carolina against the Hurricanes at 7. Mason Marchman and Isaac Lundestrom, game-time decisions. Yesterday, the team recalled forward Zach Aston-Reese on emergency recall from Cleveland. Elvis gets the start in goal. Luca Del Bel Belluz will play. Pre-game coverage on the Fan starts at 6:30. NFL news, the Las Vegas Raiders are signing quarterback Kirk Cousins. Off day for both the Cleveland Guardians and the Cincinnati Reds. Both start new series tomorrow afternoon. The Reds in Texas facing the Rangers at 4:05. Cleveland will face the Chicago Cubs in their home opener at 4:10. The Columbus Clippers continue in their series with Indianapolis at 6:15. This one's sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Welcome back in. We are Rothman and Ice. Good to have you aboard. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. The Iceman back from his junket down south. His refresher course, his seminar. He went down. He's thinking about getting into insurance, and he wanted to go to an insurance seminar and listen to them go on for days. And they were saying, Matty, how can you take that? And he's like, I work with Anthony Rothman every day. I can take anything. That's what you said.
Oh, man. What up, what up? It is, it's good to be back, man. Shout out to JP, our guy Joshua Perry, for holding it down for me yesterday. But, yeah, it was down in the Natty over the last day and a half, if you will. Got to listen to the Hall of Famer, Marty Brenneman, tell some cool stories. So that was a good time and meet some new people around the industry. So, yeah, man, it was good to be down there, but it's even better to be back. How's life, man? How's everything been up here?
Everything's good. I thought maybe you should have just taken the whole day off yesterday and gotten down there for the matinee for the Reds. You could have done that.
It didn't seem like it was a movie I wanted to watch anyway, based off of the final score. So, yeah, those Pirates come into Cincinnati and steal 2 of 3 from my beloved Reds. So, you know, it was a tough day I saw from my boys at the office yesterday down there at GABP.
All right, fair or foul, you guys can play this game. And I saw this at the Wizards game. By the way, like Philly dropped. I mean, do they play defense in the NBA? Ever?
Occasionally.
Really a little? Okay.
Yeah, occasionally.
Because there are almost like 300 points in that game.
Nobody really, and to be honest, nobody's really
got time
wants to watch a whole bunch of defense anyway. Nobody wants to watch those games that are 85 to 82.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to see that. That doesn't.
I guess not.
You know, I like a happy medium.
153 to 131.
That's ridiculous.
Like, come on, like
that's a non-All-Star game setting. I'm with you.
Hey,
that's
great for stats.
Absolutely.
You know, why not? All right, so they did a promotion on April Fool's Day.
Okay.
Where they blindfolded some dude out of the stands, brought him out for a half-court shot.
Okay.
Got the crowd all into it and said, if you make this, you get 10 grand. And he lets it fly. And then they all go nuts and make him think like he made it.
Okay, that I got a problem with that.
All the mascots start dancing around.
I got a problem with that.
The moderator, she's going nuts.
That's out of bounds. Foul on the play. That's actually a double technical. I'm throwing you out of the game.
Fans are in on it. Like
I don't like that. I don't like that, AR.
Right.
I think that's a foul play. Where are you at with that?
I was very much foul play.
Okay.
Until there was a consolation prize. Like
$5 grand?
No cash. He didn't get the cash equivalent. He got some autographed jersey. I'm not sure by whom, what player. And they are going to hook him up with, not for the season, but maybe a pair of courtside seats for a game next year or whatever.
Which could be roughly around that much
Matty,
money.
They had the big Happy Gilmore check of 10 grand. They handed it to him like,
and then said, April
getting
Fools.
ready for the photo. And then they're like,
that's messed up,
guess what? And then I think they said to him, all right, let's relive this on the Jumbotron. And then he had to watch how he airmailed the whole rack.
It's not right. It's just not right.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, too. I wouldn't want a signed jersey right now from any Wizard. I mean, they have Trae Young and Anthony Davis.
Well, maybe that's his trick back to then. Can I have the cash equivalence?
You got to get the 10 grand from them, right? Anthony Davis or Trae Young is fine as a signed jersey or signed basketball or whatever, but it's like courtside seats for a Wizards game, signed jerseys from those two guys are $10,000. I'm taking the $10,000 all day and tomorrow.
Matty, the old hate the game, hate the player kind of situation. This may be a just hate the game because the April Fool's game itself, because it leads to stuff.
I didn't see any good April Fool's jokes going around yesterday. Like I was at a whole bunch of little...
sending you down there was an April Fool's. I think that's what you told me.
No,
while you were in that seminar, you're like, man, this has been a pretty cool April Fool's joke.
I was in a lot of seminars.
They told me this was supposed to be exciting.
Did anything happen though? Like, did you guys get got by anything
I didn't
yesterday?
read anything. TLC didn't do anything to me. I didn't do anything to him. We didn't read anything. I think we try to just, what
do we try to do? What's our mission here?
Our mission is be nice until it's time not to be nice. How will we know that? You won't. I'll tell you.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
No.
Oh.
I thought there was a core power in there for him or whatever.
All about the Benjamins.
No. Interesting guess, though.
With Ice Cube and Mike Epps.
That's a very interesting guess. No,
what was that?
That would be Roadhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That was
So
my next guess.
it feels like the Wizards can't help it from giving themselves a PR problem. So they go into the lottery hoping for some luck and all that. I don't. They may have angered the basketball gods a little bit with this one. It's possible.
So you think this is going to come back to bite them in the draft?
But you went viral on treating one of your fans to 10,000, then ripping it out of his cold dead hands and offering him an autographed jersey that you say isn't worth the jersey that it's printed on. And although the courtside seats, that's you know what I would say if I'm him. Can I pick the game? Because it's more about because it's about the opponent now.
You know where my mind goes? The weight of the $10,000 versus a 2 to 3 hour experience.
Got to pay taxes.
While it would be cool to be down there on the floor, like you said, you pick, I don't know, when Jokic comes to town or Wemby comes to town.
That's what I'm saying.
Or whoever it may be. I want the cash. And I want it in cash, too. I would demand it in cash. The $10,000. And
I'll tell you what, make it $9,999 so somehow I can keep it away from the feds. And I want it in small, unmarked bills.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever sat courtside at an NBA game on the sneakers touching the flow?
I've sat baseline side.
Okay.
When I was a kid. My dad knew somebody that worked at Old Chicago Stadium. And she got my dad and my brother and I tickets to the Bulls games. We went a couple of times and we were able to sit baseline front row.
So you had the north and south view of the action of the guys going up and down. I got you.
And that was back in the day where you could probably, I brought my camera to the game.
Yeah.
There were no cell phones. I brought my camera, and I would kind of inch out onto the floor.
Oh.
And I got some really good pictures.
They are out there with Jordan.
Well, not out on the floor. I like in the out of bounds area where the other photogs.
Mike, hit me with a bounce back.
Fancy yourself. By the way, I'm afraid to admit this. This was pre-Jordan. So this was, you fancy yourself as a bit of a photog. I did, and I was there. So that's it.
Speaking of photog, did you see the Caitlin Clark thing that she was doing?
Pay us what you owe us?
Shooting some photos of LeBron and all that stuff. I've seen some, Ken Griffey Jr. is in on this.
This may not be a popular take.
Okay, what do you got?
It's cool that they want to do it.
Yeah.
None of their pictures are anything more than any average fan could take. None of them.
The quality is better.
There's nothing in that photo of Rory McIlroy winning the Masters with Ken Griffey shooting the picture than any other fan could take. I don't believe.
Okay.
That's all.
I hear
it's
what
cool
you're
that
saying.
they get to be there and they get credentialed as a photog.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of wondering who they're working for. Is he working for some outlet?
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, because I don't think that'd be the only way to get credentialed. But you're right. There is a trendy thing going on.
I get you credentialed for any event for the remainder of the year to be a photog. Where are you going? Where do you want to be? Masters coming up. You want to go?
Makes sense to be back at it. It would make sense to go to
back
Augusta.
down there, be inside the ropes on the green, on the fairways or whatever. I don't know what their access is. I'm assuming it's pretty darn good.
I heard him say go back.
He doesn't miss much.
It's a good ear.
He doesn't miss much. Honestly,
it's a flex.
Usually when it comes to not missing much, it's usually to make me or you look bad. Like, that's what I mean by not missing much. Like, I never hear him say, you know what, that was a great point. I caught that. It's more of,
I'm here to dunk on it.
Yeah, that's
I'm here
right.
to dunk. Okay, so you'll go back to the Masters. TLC, I get you credentialed to be a photog for any sporting event moving forward.
Oh, man.
Where do you want to be? You want to be in Pittsburgh for the draft? In your stadium? You want to go there?
Can I be like stage left? That'd be cool.
What do you mean by stage left?
Like
a stage hand?
Like right there on the stage with Raj
like
to the
I'm,
left?
I'm walking with Raj. I'm right there when all of the
You got the little headset on. Hey, Raj, you're out in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
you could
exactly.
be like that guy.
I'm going to be there when all the new draft selections put on the hat and check themselves out in the mirror.
Okay.
That'd be an interesting one.
Okay. So you go to the draft. Okay.
You want to?
I don't want to do a baseball game because I'm going to be. That's a dangerous spot to be in, the camera well, because if you're looking behind a camera and there's a 105 mile an hour exit velo coming right at you and you're not seeing it,
that's real.
It's weird because you told me you wanted to be on the other side of the two-way mirror with the players.
That's right.
That's what you said.
Sure.
I don't know what's more dangerous, or what he just mentioned, or being right there by the tee box for some of these golfers. Because that is my ultimate fear in the world of sports, is that if one of those guys, and it rarely ever happens, if ever, had just a bad hack at that thing and that golf ball comes flying off that club.
It takes is one fan to yell, get in the hole a little too quickly when they're still in their backswing, and then, oops, somebody else is getting clocked.
I'm kind of off getting the hole. We need something new.
I don't think we've heard that in a long time.
All right. Well,
I know what you're saying.
Whatever.
Right?
Yeah, they yell out as soon as it's hit. They don't even know where it's going.
Come on.
It could be the worst drive ever, and they're all cheering. Just because they're there. Just because they're excited to be in the moment, you know?
Yeah, usually you don't get hit with a golf ball unless you're way out there. And you just walking or
Didn't
sitting.
Sage Steele, get some teeth knocked out because of that? She got hit one time?
She did get hit. Was that a Rick O'Shea? Off the shoulder into the teeth, or was it something?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she had to get some dental surgery because, and she wasn't right near the tee box. She was way out there, but just wasn't looking.
Yeah, it's a good trade. I mean, you get an autographed glove for it, so I mean, you'd be willing to lose a couple teeth for that.
You know what I want? I think that's a bad trade.
It is a horrible trade.
It's a bad trade.
I don't know. Maddie's like, I'm suing you, but the problem is on the back of your badge it says you can't sue them. It's like being at a baseball game.
I'll just ask the caddy. I got some cash in that bag.
That's right.
How much?
Hey, he's not wearing his watch right now. Can I have that?
I would take the rollie.
Let me get that valuables pouch out. And we'll see what's in there.
Somebody has a rollie on. Let me get that off your wrist. I'll take that.
We got Schefter, bottom of the hour, so we'll get with the NFL Insider. He was out of the owners' meetings in Phoenix, so that's why he's coming on today instead of yesterday. So we'll get his take on everything that happened out there, and we'll come back with a quarterback who has his mentor. We'll do it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Okay. We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
The new Omaha Steak Store is now open at 1033 Polaris Parkway at Polaris Commons. Stop in today and save 50% store-wide on legendary steaks, burgers, and more. Plus, get doorbuster deals starting at just $19.99. Discover the Omaha Steaks difference today at the new store at Polaris Commons in Columbus.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
3 people, 3 different kinds of joint pain, 1 decision to do something about it. The solution, not surgery. It was QC Kinetics Regenerative Treatments.
I wanted to use my own body to hopefully regenerate and get rid of that pain. So it's been 3 months and my back is significantly better.
The pain in my knees was pretty severe, so I came here, and even after the first treatment, I noticed an incredible difference. If you have pain in any part of your body, this is the place to go.
I couldn't go to the gym anymore, and I couldn't play with my grandkids. That's why I made the decision to come here to QC Kinetics, and it was the best decision that I ever made for my own health. This works. Don't do surgery.
Finally, relief for 3 real patients. Lives transformed through QC Kinetics non-surgical treatments. Your story could be next. Call for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $365 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
I'm Roger from Columbus. I've lived in Ohio all my life. Owning your home is a cornerstone of the American dream. But for seniors, property taxes keep going up and are costing us everything we've worked for. They're even making it impossible for my grandkids to afford their first homes. Vivek Ramaswamy believes when you own your home, you're in charge. As governor, he'll roll back property taxes to levels from before the end of the pandemic. It's a practical plan that will put thousands of dollars back in your pocket next year while maintaining strong education and dependable police and fire. Ohio's politicians have ignored this crisis for too long. But Vivek Ramaswamy isn't a politician. He's an entrepreneur, and he's ready to fight for you. Ohio needs a leader who makes your life more affordable. That's Vivek Ramaswamy.
Lower costs, bigger paychecks, better schools. Vivek Ramaswamy for governor.
Paid for by Vivek Ramaswamy and Rob McCauley for Ohio.
The Jackets are making a push to the playoffs.
Islanders and Adam Fantilli. One more time. Puts it in the net.
Listen to every exciting moment, including an extended pregame show for weekend games. Proud to be your home of the Jackets. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny skies as we head into the day today, and it will be warm and breezy with temperatures getting up into the low 80s. For tonight, chances of showers and thunderstorms develop overnight, otherwise mostly cloudy and mild with breezy winds and temperatures in the mid-60s. Friday, a chance of showers and storms early, more scattered as we head into the afternoon. Highs will get near 80 degrees with breezy winds. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, back at it.
Want to give a little love to one of my best friends. His book went live on Amazon today. And if you're a parent or just a guy or gal that plays soccer, this is going to be the book for you. The book is called The Soccer Mental Edge. So get on over to Amazon. It's just about the power of just mental health and how athletes can work through things. So again, if your kid plays soccer or you play soccer yourself, go get this book on Amazon called The Soccer Mental Edge. It's really good stuff about training to perform under pressure and bouncing back from mistakes. Shout out to my guy, Brian. Congrats, man.
Maybe we should read it.
I'll read chapter.
I mean, just for the radio part of it, bouncing back from mistakes and bad shows. Or maybe we should write the book. Maybe he just gave us a great idea.
We'd be good at that.
We'll have him write the foreword.
Congrats to him. I ordered mine this morning, so good stuff, man.
Well done. We saw this today. The odd part about it is that this is the guy that I've been comping him for the last month, you've heard me say like that Fernando Mendoza, if he has a career like Kirk Cousins, I would think that would be deemed as successful. Multiple Pro Bowler, guy that's been in the league a lot, never won a Super Bowl, never played in one, but had a great, great career. Now the difference is that Mendoza is going to go number 1 overall. He will not get the same. He won't get the same feeling about Cousin Kirk because Cousin Kirk was drafted in the 4th round, wasn't even in the top 100. So maybe I am looking at Cousins through different eyes, that he was maybe an overachiever, where if Fernando Mendoza has let's say he's a Pro Bowl quarterback multiple times, let's say he leads the league in completion percentage one season, maybe he has some game-winning drives because Cousins did that a lot, and he's got some comebacks, and he's in the league for many, many years and passes for 40,000 yards or whatever he's going to do in his career. Are we going to look at that as being a big deal or that he fell short of expectations?
To me, that means that they hit on the pick. To me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You give me that resume. I try not to get too caught up in where these guys are drafted. It's about what you do after that. That to me is really all that matters. And so
the team around him.
Correct. Like I've always said, you take a quarterback in the top 5 and you get a guy that's a top 15 quarterback. Maybe he's not a top 5, top 10 guy consistently, but he'll have some peak years to where he can get into that range with some of those guys. I'd be good with that. I absolutely would be good with that. So this signing it initially out of the gate, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Like if you would have asked me prior to the offseason kicking off with free agency and all that stuff, like where I thought Kirk Cousins was going to go, I don't think I would have guessed the Raiders, if I'm being honest.
All right, so there are two things there. I think that Kurt needed or wants to go a little bit anti-Flacco. I don't want to go back up of great veteran unless that veteran is going to retire in a year. So I could say, now remember, Cousins is 37. So
he's an out.
I don't think Cousins would have been like, I need to go back somebody up. The only guy I think he would have backed up is maybe Stafford and thought, okay, if I want to play into my 40s, maybe I could do it there. But this seems like a pretty good spot for him because this spells to me that the Raiders are going to be very careful with Mendoza. And this is a great mentor to have in Cousins. This is a now, even though you're the overall number 1 pick, we don't think we want to contend for the Super Bowl this year. We want to bring you along slowly, get the right pieces around you. This is a perfect mentor for him.
It really is, and I like the addition of what they did with Tyler Linderbaum as a center. Like, that's never the sexiest thing to talk about with free agency, but I think that's going to be a big deal for Mendoza when he does play. But if you're the Raiders, the hope is you give Kirk some runway, however long they think that's going to be as far as games played. And if he does play well, and then you feel, hey, behind the scenes, Mendoza's caught up with the offense and just the speed of the game and all of that stuff that can take some time for rookies. You go back to Cousins, and hey, we got an asset for you if you're a team that has an injury or whatever it may be. And so I think Kirk's got some pretty good football left in him. And so for the Raiders, they should be able to get off to a decent start. But within that division, they are clearly, to me, the 4th best team still right now with the addition of Kirk Cousins. But this isn't about 2026 for the Raiders. This is about building this thing out over time and making sure that when Fernando's ready, he's really ready. He can go out there and cook.
So he gets paired with a rookie again, though. But this time, he doesn't get blindsided by it. He's choosing it. He knows it's going to happen. This wasn't the Atlanta situation where, wait a minute, you drafted Penix right after you paid me all that money? That's weird. But he is a guy that's been around. He's a 14-year vet. And it's intriguing to me because he was blindsided by Penix.
No question.
Them taking Penix number 8 overall a couple of years ago after they paid him signed him to a $180 million contract was weird.
That's just bad business too. The communication, like, you can't blindside a guy like that. And I think honestly, AR, they're fortunate that they had a guy in Kirk Cousins that was wired the way that he's wired, meaning he wasn't a guy that was really going to shake the room the way I think some guys would. like Aaron Rodgers and some of these guys like that's not going to go over well. And then that snowballs into or can snowball into a rough environment to work in and day out. But Kirk was kind of like, hey, I got another big bag.
Well, they tried to make it up to him a little bit here because about, I don't know, maybe a month ago, they restructured his deal. So it wasn't a complete shock. They restructured his contract. They reduced his base salary and all that. So I'm looking at his contract here. If he was still on the roster on March 13th, a couple of weeks ago, he would have been guaranteed $68 million in 2027.
Wow.
And so I guess out of respect for him and maybe Michael Penix Jr., that this is the right decision. I mean, ever since he left my Vikes, he spent 6 years with us, and his career was it wasn't going the right way. And he's very fortunate. $180 million deal with the Falcons, and then they go ahead and draft a guy 6 weeks later, and then he admitted that he had no clue that was going to happen. It set it off on a real bad run. But here are his stats in 2 seasons with the Falcons. Remember, he's coming off the Achilles as well, so there's no guarantee that's going to hold together, but the Raiders haven't made a massive commitment to him. It's a decent commitment money-wise, but for a guy who's been around that long and for a rookie that they want to bring along slowly, I think this is money well spent for the Raiders. He played 24 games. He threw 28 touchdowns. He had 21 picks, though. He was benched in week 16 of 24. He had the job, it looks like, in 25. Then he had the ACL tear. This is not a guy that you can truly count on health-wise. And now when they signed Tua, I guess Tua's going to – wow, they're in a weird spot, man. It seems like all they have is quarterbacks that come a little damaged. Like, it's one of those things where they're like the open box at Best Buy. Like, wait a minute, this has a little ding in it. Yeah, but it's about $800 less. Can you not look at the ding in the side?
Yeah, I know.
You ever buy an open box? Have you guys ever bought an open box situation where someone returns it? It may not even be damaged. It's just what they call I think they call it just an open box deal.
Yeah.
Where Matty buys a TV, he's not happy with it, or he wants something different, he brings it back, and it's kind of like a gently used.
So it's like the product inside is fine, but the box is all mangled, and so the presentation isn't very nice.
That's right.
You could probably talk me into that.
You know what?
I don't know how
I'd be a sucker.
I don't know if that comp really works, though, because Michael Penix Jr., I believe, has 3 ACL tears and 2 is 1 concussion away from retirement, I think. So they're pretty damaged goods.
So this is what I'm going to do now. That's my new deal now. For any of these aging veterans, they're an open box quarterback. That's what they are. Here's the open box definition.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is the AFC West, is that the division right now that has the best starting quarterbacks in it at the moment? Top to bottom?
Probably.
Knicks, Mahomes, Herbert.
Knicks, Mahomes, Herbert, and Mendoza to come?
Sure.
I'll go through them in my mind a little bit here.
Maybe the NFC North?
Love, Williams, Goff.
I mean,
Carson Wentz.
The other North is top heavy with Joe and Lamar. I think the AFC runs 3 deep right now with the other one may be the NFC East if Jaden Daniels gets back to what he was in year 1. Dak, Jalen, and Jaden.
What if Deshaun actually returns from the dead? Deshaun of the dead. And then you've got Burrow, Lamar, Deshaun of the dead.
And Will Howard.
And potentially Will. Well, you might have Aaron Rodgers in there. I don't know. By the way, Matty, here's the definition, open box.
Yeah.
A product that has been opened, often a customer return or a store display model, but is verified by employees to be in working order.
See, if somebody else had it, I wouldn't want it. If it came off the truck and the box was messed up.
Essential parts, and it does have some manufacturer's warranty left. That's Kirk Cousins. He's got the essential parts, but he's an open box. I have no idea whether somebody's messed with the wiring or what. It's mostly a customer who changed their mind, and that's it. But they got him at a pretty good price.
It's not bad. We'll have to ask Schefter about the money.
That'll be in 2 minutes. We'll ask Schefter about it and a lot more. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 5.99% APR, 6.02% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
As the seasons change, it's time to prep your HVAC system with a $49 seasonal tune-up from Columbus Worthington Air. A seasonal tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and help prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. It all adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
It's that time of the week. We get to pick the brain of the senior insider covering the NFL for ESPN, the one and only Adam Schefter, back from Phoenix, and he was very close to the sun. Good to have you, my man. How you feeling?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Good. All right, let me get the hard-hitting question out of the way right out of the gate. Where do you stand on haircut gate with Todd Monken? I felt like if they moved that time for that photo, that was not good for him. Like, that was very disrespectful. Give me the details on the coach's photo and what happened.
You know, first of all, he's a rookie head coach, so he's never been through that head coach picture before. I knew that it was going to be between 11:30 and noon on that day. I was out there, and again, first of all, I've been to the NFL owners meetings for about 35 years now. I've never once gotten a haircut at the meeting. I don't understand how you do that. So I've never known anybody that's gotten a haircut at the meeting. I know people that get haircuts before the meeting. I get a haircut before the meeting, but I don't even know they can get a haircut at the meeting. Like, is there a haircutter on the grounds? Like, how does that work? It's kind of interesting to me. I never heard that before, and I just think that I don't know. Like, he's getting his haircut. I don't know. He's just kind of. I've never heard that word.
I was on his side.
I'm not doubting it. His hair looked especially nice. He looked like he had an excellent cut. I just don't know. Again, I didn't know that was going to happen at that moment. Yeah. That's all.
All right, I was on his side because I felt like if that was on the itinerary for a certain time and they changed the time or moved it up, then he had every right to show up when he thought it would be, and them icing him out of the photo by changing the time. I was on Team Monken here. Maybe I shouldn't be.
Well, that's the way it kind of goes.
Yeah, no doubt. Schefter, you reported some interesting news this morning involving the world of quarterbacks because Kirk Cousins now has a new home out there in Las Vegas. Can you walk us through how that came about, but I guess the contract and what they're going to pay him now moving forward?
Well, essentially, okay, it's a 1-year, $20 million deal, fully guaranteed. Now, it's going to be dressed up and called a 5-year, $172 million deal. And then there's going to be a 2-year, $80 million option that the club won't pick up, which brings us back to a 1-year, $20 million deal that's fully guaranteed. So let's just use that number. There's a lot of other numbers out there. It's the 11th straight year that he will have a fully guaranteed contract. So, I mean, they're paying him a lot of money, and that's the situation.
But he's 37 years old, so is this a signing to bring Mendoza along slowly, in your opinion?
Oh, definitely. No, that's the idea here. He's worked with Clint Kubiak out in Minnesota for 3 years. There's a relationship there. They don't want to have to rush Mendoza. They want to be able to take their time with Mendoza. And by signing Kirk Cousins, this enables them to do that.
The other part of it that rings true to me is this is a pretty good mentor for Mendoza. In fact, and Maddie heard me say this, and maybe you've said it or other people have, but when we were analyzing what Mendoza could be in the NFL, a month ago, I said to Maddie, I said, if he could have a career like Kirk Cousins, I think that would be living up to expectations, even though Cousins certainly didn't go number one overall. But the funny part about it is this was always my comp for Mendoza.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people say that, and that's exactly how it is. He now gets a chance to be the senior experienced version of Mendoza, and it's an ideal situation for Fernando because he gets to learn from a great guy.
All right, let's go out to L.A. because the Rams are stuck in a sticky situation right now with one of their star players in Puka Nacua. Looks like he's gone into rehab, and so just all the information you have on that deal, kind of two-parter here for me, Schefter, as well as what you think this is going to mean as far as them wanting to do a new deal with him.
Well, listen, first and foremost, they want to make sure he's well and that he's going to be okay. And that's the priority right now. So that's what they're hoping to have happen. And assuming that, he gets his life straightened out, which I think everybody expects, then I think at that point they'll sit down and address the contract at that point in time. But they're not rushing to do it. And, when you sign a huge deal, everything's got to be in working order, your business on the field and off the field. And right now, Puka is tending to personal business that needs to be addressed, and once that's addressed and he feels like he's gotten the help he needs, then they can move on to the business of football. But right now, it's the business of Puka that's more important.
So we've talked the last few days about the Deshaun Watson potential being in the mix. I thought you had a very interesting comment, too, about where this is in the offseason storylines. Todd Monken has said he hasn't watched Deshaun Watson's film. I don't know how much I truly believe that, but this is going to be a story. And my opinion on it is coaches want to win, and they also want to send the right message to their team that they're playing supposedly the best guy, or at least in their mind, the best guy. The problem is, if Deshaun plays this year and he plays okay, and they win more games, but they're not a contender, then they're going to have a big decision on whether they want to invest more money in him. And you then set back a year of growth for perhaps Shedeur or somebody else. So is that the conundrum here, or am I looking at it too deep, that it'll just be, hey, we want to win games and the best guy is going to play?
That's what I think it is. I don't think it's a conundrum at all. I think that if Deshaun Watson comes in and plays well, and by the way, I think there are challenges there, and then he's the starting quarterback. And if Shedeur comes in and he plays well, then he's the quarterback. So it's just a question of who is the quarterback at that point in time, who's playing well. They want to win. They want to try to win. That's the most important thing. And they're not worried about Shedeur progressing or not progressing. They need to win. And if Deshaun's playing better, he's the guy. If Shadeur's playing better, he's the guy, period. We go to the best quarterback. We're not into developing. Yes, that developing quarterbacks is a part of it, but because you want to develop somebody isn't going to make a decision for you. You're going to make the decision on who gives you the best chance to win.
I hear you. Let's go over to Philly, because a lot of the talk this all season about the Eagles has been what's going to happen next with A.J. Brown. But, Schefter, going over to ESPN.com today, there's a story written by Tim McManus and Jeremy Fowler, and the headline is Inside the Friction Between Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, which is interesting. And so what are your thoughts on that headline, and what do you understand about the relationship right now between Hurts and the team?
Look, I think that they went through a tough year, and a lot of people speculated on the relationship between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, what was real, what wasn't. Here's a piece that I think dove into some of the issues. They did their reporting and came up with their storylines. I think that, obviously, like I said, the year didn't go what you want. I think you can find issues with every team all the time. I don't know what's real or what's not. I know that the Eagles made a number of changes. Jalen Hurts got another new offensive coordinator. He has a new offensive coordinator seemingly every year. A.J. Brown remains, I think, on the trade block. We'll see whether the Eagles move him or hold on to him. I don't know that we'll get clarity on that until post-June 1 because of the cap ramifications. I still think it's possible he could be traded. I still think New England is the most likely suitor, but you have to see how the draft comes out and who picks who during the draft before you find out exactly how the AJ situation will play itself out. But clearly there seem to be some issues between those two individuals.
Did the Max Crosby situation come up amongst the owners out there for you? Did that story was that lingering at all?
Nope, not that I heard, or not that I was around. No.
Okay, what was the headline for you that came out of the owners' meetings?
I think all the talk about the referees and the fact that the NFL and the NFL Referees Association, that they've broken off talks, they're nowhere close to an agreement. The ref CBA expires the end of May. And I think that we're looking at the possibility of there being replacement refs again in 26, the way that there were in 2012. Now, again, there's still a lot of time, and hopefully both sides can get what they want out of it and figure out their differences. But it doesn't seem to be in a very good spot today. And it does seem like they're very far apart. It does seem like the NFL is taking steps now to come up with replacement refs, beginning to onboard them, and preparing for the distinct possibility that there will be replacement refs again for the second time in 15 years.
You said you've covered this for a long time, the owners' meetings and everything. Like, when you get out there, you staying at the same hotel as all the owners? Does everybody stay at the same place?
I don't. No, I stay at a different hotel.
Okay. So you're not just like wandering around the lobby like a
you are
lobbyist.
all day. You go there during the day and you're there all day at night. So like I'm just not sleeping at that hotel.
When you have a conversation with an owner or GM or somebody that's on site or a coach, do you have to preface anything by on the record, off the record, or do they know that when they're talking to you, they're always on?
I haven't said that to anybody at an owner's meeting, and I can't even tell you how long. There's a certain decorum that you understand. You know when it's business, you know when it's not. It's a very difficult question to answer, other than I don't even remember the last time I said to somebody, are we on the record or off the record? I think there's just an understanding now of when you are and when you're not, when you've done this long enough.
That's right. All right. For certain folks, it certainly is, and you're one of them, my man. Thanks. Great job. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
You got it. Adam Schefter, senior NFL insider for ESPN on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, we're going to come back, and we'll talk a little draft with you. And somebody says, if this guy's available near the top, the Browns should snipe him and not hesitate. That's next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Yeah.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're not done. What do you mean? Until you mulch, you're not done.
Very good point. Your landscape isn't finished until you mulch, and Oakland Nursery has mulch on sale. 2 cubic foot bags of Forever Black hardwood mulch, regularly $4.79 a bag, now just 4 for $10 through April 12th. Quality hardwood Forever Black mulch, usually $4.79 for a 2 cubic foot bag, now 4 for $10. Limit 52 bags per customer per visit. Sale ends April 12th.
Now you're done.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan, or thepeople.com. Who would I hire? I'd hire us.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. Care is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Hey, it's Anthony. By now you know my good feet story, but the point I try to get across is that it's an ongoing one for me. For as long as I can remember, it's always been about my lower back. But when I got fitted for my personal arch supports, it's been an absolute game changer. I feel better. They take all the stress off my back. I feel supported and aligned, and you don't hear me complain about it the way I used to. I could feel the difference instantly, and I didn't have to wait to feel that difference. Once I got fitted, popped them in my shoes, took the test walk around the store, and now on a daily basis, everything feels better. And that's what I mean about an ongoing story. This journey to feeling my pain disappear makes everything better. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or the one on Polaris Parkway in Westerville, and their experts will personally fit you. Then do what I did. Take a test walk around, and you will feel the difference. Do your feet a favor. Get started at goodfeet.com.
Bishop and Friends.
You know who took a personal affront to that? Young Master Bootsy. Loves his stuffies. He was not pleased. What are they doing, Dad? They can't use the polar bears.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Their live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, by the way, we have another pair of tickets to the Aviators versus the Defenders. The winner will get to the Aviators' inaugural game Friday night at historic Crew Stadium. Free T-shirts for the first 5,000 fans. Gavin DeGraw at half. Kickoff at 8. Tickets can be purchased at uflaviators.com. We'll have that later for you.
You're a pro, man. That's how you sell
there was an exclamation point behind it.
That's how you sell it.
But it was next to it, so
.com.
Probably should have been spaced.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Good job.
You can check it out online. All right. That was my half James Laurinaitis. And you can check him out online.
You can check him out online. Shout out the threes.
All right, so should the Browns be tempted here? Tempted by the fruit of another?
By what, my friend?
A certain player at the top of the draft.
Okay.
Now, we'll set this up this way. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't. But our friend Tyvis Powell says it should happen. And here is that comment from, this was on the Cleveland Sports Show? Ultimate.
Cleveland
All right,
Sports
maybe
Show.
the ultimate hot take. Here you go.
If Jeremiah Love is there at 6, the Browns have to take him. Why do I say that? Because I think that if you look at this offseason, right, you want to help your young quarterback out, whether it's Deshaun, Dillon, or Shador. You want to help them out. Well, that run game would definitely help them out. And on top of that, that little historic moment, we were robbed back in the day of a historic running back duo, Jim Brown and Ernie Davis. This is a chance to right that wrong. Bring it back. Give me Love and Quinshawn in that backfield together, a 1-2 perfect tangent of them being able to do some things in that, especially if we go in the playoffs. Y'all know the run game is very important. I don't see what the problem is. You already upgraded the line. You're going to be running the ball more anyways. In the AFC North, you got to be able to run the ball. Todd Monken with the Ravens was successful with Derrick Henry because he had a back that could run the ball, and he had no problem giving him the ball a bunch of games. You got two guys that could be explosive in the run game, take some pressure off a young quarterback. Hey, what's the problem?
First of all,
there's a drop at the
may not be a huge problem.
Oh, you think I didn't catch that already?
But
what's the problem?
Sorry for doubting you. That's my bad, big dog. That's my bad. You're on the case.
First of all, maybe we shouldn't be hung up on some tandem from the 60s. Like, we can let that go. Like Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, like, you're still hung up on some running back tandem they didn't get from the 60s? So, now, everybody knows they hold number 6. The draft is April 23rd, and there's a debate. I have not heard this. Honestly, this has the classic BPA. This is best player available, right? This is dripping with that because it's not technically what they need. I understand his point. And so I had not heard Jeremiah Love at 6. But if you start talking about they have upgraded the O-line, they probably would be reaching if you talk to the scouts about the analytics of offensive linemen that they could take at 6, a tackle. There's a need there. So maybe they would be prioritizing their need versus whether he's really the 6th overall best player, a tackle. So offense always sells when it comes to fans. And I've seen so many mocks that have Jeremiah Love going in the top 5 anyway. And most everyone I've seen is Tennessee. Have you seen the same thing?
I've seen Tennessee. I've seen New Orleans. I've seen Kansas City. If he gets somewhere in the top 10. Okay. Somewhere in the top 10. I'm completely with you. I am with Tyvis on this one thing that he said, that they need explosive playmakers. I just don't think it needs to be Jeremiah Love right now. The only way I think you could really go down this road is if you have information in-house that Quinshawn's not going to be the same guy. Like the injury, he's just not going to be able to bounce back from that. And he just won't be what we thought was going to be, and still think in my mind is going to be an absolute dude at running back. So I think they have that box checked. And I think a compliment from Quinshawn going to Sampson, I think is going to be a good duo as well. So I actually think they can have a good duo in the future with Judkins and Sampson. And so I happen to think that they're going to have an opportunity to really upgrade that wide receiver room right there at 6. And so just the combination of wide receiver O-line just makes a lot of sense to me with their first those 2 first-round picks that they do have. And so whether it's Mekhi Lemon, whether it's Carnell Tate, whether it's Denzel Boston, whether it's Jordan Tyson, take one of those guys, add that to the collection of Jerry Jeudy and Tillman and Isaiah Bond, and I think you're on your way because the offensive line will be better this year. All of us have no idea what's going to happen at quarterback, but dropping a running back into the mix right now, especially with that valuable pick at 6, I'm not seeing the vision at the moment.
I don't know if he takes them from below average to greatness. He's a great player. When he said, by the way, when he put Deshaun Watson in the young quarterback conversation, that's not accurate. He's not young and he's not healthy. I mean, maybe he's healthy, but I don't know if you can count on him. And Quinshawn, everything you read is that he will be back. But look at what happens to great running backs that don't have great offensive lines. They're not great.
Not going anywhere. Their offense isn't going anywhere.
Barkley didn't do right. No, bad offensive line, not going anywhere.
Gets down to Philly. To your point, AR, they have an amazing offensive line. Yeah. 2 years ago, and Saquon is absolutely going crazy down there in Philly.
I'm into the kick the can again. 27 is going to be amazing. I would entertain trading the 6th pick.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would try to get an extra pick there. I would try to be loaded. I would get an extra top 100 pick this year and leave you with 2 first-rounders again in 2027.
Is your mind in the headspace of gaining draft capital to move up to get some of these quarterbacks next year? Is that where you're at?
Probably. Okay. Yeah. I mean, That's just where I am. I think this is what they've missed. It was a big swing and miss on Deshaun. I know the owner's trying to walk that back, but I think that you're now sitting in a position at 6, and if we're just going to connect need to I don't know, this isn't a really kind of a shallow class at that position anyway for offensive line. And if you trade, I think that you start getting into a stronger draft with better ammunition. It's not what any fan base wants to hear. They don't. They want to make moves. They want to get into playoff contention. I just don't see that with the Browns, and I feel like if they could be patient, because you heard me the other day, I am setting this up for Brook Park. I think that's, and I'm not saying that the stadium is the key to everything. You can win anywhere, but it feels like if I was the owner, that's where I want to push to. And drafting the best player in Jeremiah Love, could he have some game-breaking runs for them? Yeah. I just want to know what he's going to be when they're good. And they're only going to be really good when they have a great quarterback. And I don't think they have one just yet. So I'm trying to load up for that if I'm them. And I think they're in position to do that.
It's interesting. You're the first person I've heard say that. And I don't think it's a terrible idea at all. I really don't. Regardless of what happens over the next 2 drafts, they have to continue the momentum of what they did last year in the draft.
Because if they do that, wants Love at 6. And by the way, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What I meant to say is that this is all prefaced on whether Love would be available. If he goes in the top 5, my point's moot. It doesn't matter. But if he's available, now all of a sudden that phone's going to ring.
Probably so.
And I think you could get somebody to move up there.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I absolutely hear you. I just think regardless of what they do, they created some good momentum last year with that draft class. That's how you start closing the gap on all these other teams, is laying down these foundational pieces. And Andrew Berry and his scouting department did a good job of that last year with Quinshawn and Fannin and Swessinger. They got to do it again and next year as well.
All right, we're going to come back top of the hour, get you a sports update, and Ryan Day on what the wild world of college football could become. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
Remember your first football game, the sound of the crowd, the smell of the grill, the moment you fell in love with the game. This spring break, pass that moment on. At the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, families walk through the greatest moments in football history and create new memories of their own. See the legends, experience the history, share the game you love. Make the Hall of Fame part of your spring break road trip. Plan your visit today at ProFootballHof.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost mortgage. If you've been in the market for a new home or just wanted to take advantage of lower rates, recent events have shown exactly why Miller Lending chose to offer a way around bad timing with our no closing cost program. With no fees rolled in or charged, including the cost of title insurance, you can simply close on today's rates and refinance free of charge as rates improve. Over the past several months, we spoke to numerous borrowers who had heard rates were coming down and chose to wait. We explained that if rates did fall, you could simply update a few documents and refinance again, but why take the chance? So when rates spiked 0.5% recently, not only was I disappointed that we couldn't help those who waited, but also for those buying a home who just saw a sharp increase to their monthly payment. So while we can't control the market, we can offer an alternative. Eliminate timing and say goodbye to closing costs forever. 877-9-NO-COST or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
Teachers need tons of help.
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
I take care of the kids, my dad, things at work, but I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression. Go to mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The Columbus Blue Jackets still in a playoff spot as of right now, but it's a big night in Carolina tonight against the Hurricanes at 7. Forwards Mason Marchman and Isaac Lundestrom will be game-time decisions. Luca Del Bel Baluz goes into the lineup regardless. Elvis Merzlikins gets the start in net. Pre-game coverage on The Fan begins at 6:30. NFL news, the Las Vegas Raiders are signing quarterback Kirk Cousins, and the Cincinnati Bengals are signing safety Kyle Duggar to a one-year deal. Off day for both the Cleveland Guardians and the Cincinnati Reds today. They both start new series tomorrow afternoon. Cincy today sent pitcher Nick Lodolo to Daytona on a rehab assignment. The Columbus Clippers continuing their series with Indianapolis at 6:15. This one's sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co., locally inspired dishes and award-winning cocktails. Visit highbankco.com to make your reservation. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Always as tender as a well-done steak. This is Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program. We have so much time and so little to do. Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it. We've got Ryan Day talking about the future of college football. And boy, I hope he's not right. Like, I feel like this is a wild out there deal, but he may not be wrong. But man, I'll give you the reasons I feel after you hear it. I'll give you the reasons why I think it's just wild and really out there. So he was talking about the transfer portal and NIL and revolving door college football. And you and I have talked about how momentum is now year to year. You can say your program has momentum, but it's only with who you know you got coming, who's staying, and all that. And so TLC set this up for me a little bit. He was speaking with
Kevin Clark on This Is Football, and he was asked what change he would like to make. His number one change that he'd like to make to college football. Just what jumped to mind.
Wave a wand, change anything about college football. What are you going with?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, the first thing is wave a wand is creating a structure that you can enforce rules and creating that. And that's not just like easy. I understand. It's not too far-fetched for me to think that there's a way that you could actually have a draft and build it like the NFL. I know that seems a little bit out there, but we're going to need a lot of help to get there. I can tell you that right now. That's not happening overnight. I think that there's, once we started going down this road of NIL, we have to kind of go one of two ways, in my opinion. We almost have to go back to where we were before, or we need to go all the way towards the NFL. I think right now we're sort of in purgatory, and I think until we start to make some hard decisions and create that overall structure, we're still going to be in this phase. But that to me is the number one thing. We've got to figure out an enforcement system that can start enforcing rules. I have a lot of ideas on it, probably not for this conversation, but that would be the number one thing. I think most college coaches would say the same thing.
So I'm absolutely with him on the enforcement system and enforcing the rules. I don't know how you do it, because if it's unlimited money to anybody, as long as any kid, there's no ceiling on what they can earn, NIL. I guess there's a ceiling on what they can actually pay them. But I think it was the one word, I think when he said draft, it got me. It got me because, and maybe I'm naive, but last time I checked, I thought kids were still picking schools and they wanted to attend. Like, where are you drafting them?
That's
like I don't get to pick the school I attend. I have to get drafted.
So, for example, like Chris Henry, when he was going through his whole situation, right? Like, he's up there on ESPN and I don't know, Oregon has the third pick.
That's where you're going, sir. That's where you're attending.
Dan Lanning hops up to the podium and says, with the third pick, the Oregon Ducks select Chris Henry.
Yes. When I heard draft. So I'd love to hear more, but so I'm with him on that.
How do we get the draft order?
Okay. That's another great question. That's why when he said it, that's why I prefaced it with
the G5 schools in the draft.
This is very out there.
We set the draft.
The NIL opportunities that allow players to be compensated, gives it a free market, and it's free agency. I think that's why he's saying it, because the transfer portal has created this system that does reflect free agency in the NFL. That every year, a kid can say, I'm the item up for bids. Who wants me? So maybe the kid doesn't really care. And as long as he's going where the opportunity is and where the most money is. And I'm not going to begrudge them that. But he wants to either lean all the way into professional football that includes, and this may be right, a universal salary cap in college. But when he said a draft system, I didn't know whether that meant the portal guys
or high school guys.
It seemed to me it would have to be the portal guys. They're the ones that are already willing to move. If I'm coming out of high school and I want to, hey, mom and dad, I want to go visit this school. Son,
doesn't matter.
We should not spend the money to visit there. They don't have a top 10 pick, and you're a top 10 talent.
Imagine
that can't happen.
You're Tavian St. Clair.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, right? And we know how the draft works. The bad teams are picking early, and the good teams are picking late. And
he's going to Southern Miss.
I was going to say Marshall's on the clock.
But I don't want to go to school. He doesn't have to go very far.
It's like,
well, so NFL players don't do that.
I think you're onto something with the portal guys.
I think anyone wants to go to the
make sense, because you're all in there, and you're available now.
But even then, it's like
you'd like to pick where you'd like to go, because this is making the assumption that every kid is picking only the place that's paying him the most. Now, maybe that's 80%. I don't know, but there are also opportunities that exist for players to go. I don't know if Devin Royal is going to go play for a school or program that's better than Ohio State or not. I don't. He might, from a basketball program, or he might be looking for money and opportunity, and he might be able to check both boxes, or more money than Ohio State was willing to invest in him this year. But I'm all for him, what he said about enforcing rules and creating a structure. But he admitted it's not easy, But when he said it's not too far-fetched for him to think you could have a draft and build it like the NFL, I would love to ask Ryan, did you mean the portal guys?
Yeah, Kevin Clark, he's good at his job, but you got to dig in a little bit more, because that is the first college football coach I've heard ever say that.
He's thought about it clearly, and he said, well, that may be a bigger conversation for another time. Well,
I would have said coach right now.
Let's just dig on that right there. Let's just dig in on that.
Yeah.
When you see a world of a draft, you have to mean the portal guys, the guys that are already in college that want to go somewhere else. And then to your point, how would you create that order?
The order.
Why does it have to be that way? Why can't it be the high schooler?
It can be. It just sounded very odd to me that you would draft a kid right out of high school because, I don't know, last time I checked, they still have to go to class.
Well, here's...
I'm not going to TLC.
I think that I think football is a profession, and if you want... Now, this is the risk that you run, that you can't crack it in football, but if you want to major, which is a separate conversation, but if you want to major in football, I think you should be able to. But I think with this...
When you say major in football, you mean get class credit for playing football?
For practice, film study, games, and also have classes dedicated, like teaching you the business of the sport and coaching and stuff like that.
How many years would you have as far as like a requirement for a degree?
4. No,
so not many.
What
guys.
are you getting your degree in?
The same thing as everybody else in football.
No, I understand that, but...
That's his degree.
All right.
Because there's degrees in what e-gaming now? Am I making that up? Or you can just take classes for e-gaming?
I wouldn't doubt that.
I know you can. You can take classes. I don't know if you can major.
With this thing, though, if it's been floated before by many people. It's been an understood concept. Not that it exists currently, but the idea of like, well, just make them all employees one day. If you have employees, and it would depend who their employer is. Would an Ohio State football player, would their employer be the Ohio State University, or would their employer be the NCAA? Well, the NCAA has no power, so it would have to be a different structure that they would build where every school wouldn't just be in partnership with the NCAA, but they would actually be associated in terms of like they're subsidized by the NCAA or whatever the company would be. So in that case, if you have leadership that actually has control over the football teams and the players who play for them, that's when you open yourself to the possibility of trades. And you could, like, this has been discussed before. And if you go all the way there, then it's like, well, why not have a draft? If you're not enjoying the recruiting process that you have right now.
And again, and I hear what you're saying for sure, and that would be an interesting pathway to go down. I don't know exactly what Coach Day meant by cooking up some draft, but I don't love the idea of taking some decision-making away from players. That's to me doesn't feel right.
Yeah, but that's also like you can't miss what you never had. So like in that situation, they wouldn't be going on official visits and like crafting a top 5 just to get drafted somewhere completely else. They wouldn't be going anywhere. Just tell me where to go, and then that's where I'll send the plane.
But if we're setting a draft order, and I'm a player that gets in the portal or coming out of high school, I don't want to take the risk of going to a team I don't want to go to.
What if you don't want to play for that coach?
I don't want that. Take that decision.
NFL players do the exact same thing. Like,
I know.
If you think every NFL player wants to go play for the Jets and Woody Johnson?
That's a little different, though. That's a little different.
Going to college?
It's like, 30-something NFL teams versus, I might get picked by Ball State. Like, if you're a 5-star recruit, that's a different game. To me, that's a little different.
You could ramp up your career there. That's not a horrible place to be.
That's all I'm saying. Like
that's the one word that hit me odd. And he admitted it was out there, right? He admitted it's out there. But what he's trying to come up with, and it's not his job to figure it out, but he's in it, is that he wants to get out of limbo land. Like it feels very professional to me, yet we're still hanging on to a lot of traditions of regular amateur student athletes. And I think he wants them to lean one way or the other to enforce rules. But Ohio State certainly has access to the top prospects in the country year after year, regardless now, because they have so much to offer. So
I don't know what the right answer is as far as he mentioned going back. Do we want to go back to, if you want to go into the transfer portal, you do have to sit out a year? Do we want to enter a world to where these NIL deals that are cooked up are ironclad contracts and you have to honor them? Like, are those the things that he would, because I'm sure this is very frustrating for not only Coach Day, but a lot of coaches, the amount of movement that's going on in the re-recruiting of your own roster. It's an absolute grind, and I get that.
The money, being able to make what these guys can make, should give the programs a little more power to get some of that back a little bit.
If you bring back the 1-year transfer waiting period, I don't think you're going to have a lot of boosters who are willing to tolerate a player from another school asking you for like $1.5 million when they're going to be sitting for their first year.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, we're going to come back. We have a former Pro Bowl quarterback that's going for a tryout. We'll tell you who and where next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 5.99% APR, 6.02% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
There is nothing more meaningful you can do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy that time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. Here, let me help you. It's Bobby Carpenter, and Dr. Tesler and his team at QC Kinetics take care of your pain in the office so you can go right along with your day. It's that easy. So if you say yes to any of these questions, you're the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments can help every day. I have consistent pain in my joint, knees, hips, shoulder, back. Pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to things that I love. I don't want surgery or a long-term recovery. I am at the end of my rope, and taking medications every day is just going to get me through the day. I don't want to do it anymore. So if you want to do that, go check out your free consultation over with my friends at QC Kinetics in Dublin or Gahanna. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices in Dublin and in Gahanna.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to find a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Ohio delivers elections you can trust through unparalleled accuracy. In every election, we feature a thorough bipartisan audit with a consistent 99.9% accuracy rate. Make your plan to vote at voteohio.gov. Absentee ballots must be returned by Election Day.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Public education matters, and attendance matters. Students who show up nearly every day to school can learn, grow, and thrive. But if they're not there, they miss important learning opportunities and can easily end up behind. Families must make their children's school attendance a priority, and educators must be strong partners to support that goal.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. The Jackets hit the road for a battle with the Hurricanes. Live fan coverage starts Thursday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny skies as we head into the day today, and it will be warm and breezy with temperatures getting up into the low 80s. For tonight, chances of showers and thunderstorms develop overnight, otherwise mostly cloudy and mild with breezy winds and temperatures in the mid-60s. Friday, a chance of showers and storms early, more scattered as we head into the afternoon. Highs will get near 80 degrees with breezy winds. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. Dog friendly. And if you ain't down with that, this is Rothman and Ice.
You've heard me say this before. I'll say it again.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That.
Scared money don't make no money.
That too. U.S. flag football belongs to the amateurs.
Oh.
Don't let them take it from you.
You're such an underdog guy at heart, man.
No,
you just can't help yourself.
They humbled the NFL guys.
No, they didn't.
Burrow was flipped on his ass.
They didn't humble the A-team.
There were some A-teamers out there, Mr. T.
They didn't humble the A-team, big dog. This is right up your alley, though. Seeing the little guy go out there and win.
Damn right. 3 nights before the games, the NFL guys were talking about their NFL-ness and all that, and they were in Beverly Hills, and they did an event where they were talking about all the guys that might feel like they want to play for a gold medal. Now, remember, they just came off watching Team USA in hockey for men and women. I mean, they probably is a little contagious. And then we watched the USA dominate the pros over 3 games.
We had Brady out there.
But Burrow was out there too, and I thought Jaden was out there too.
Burrow's not an option for us.
For flag football.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't come.
He just doesn't have the athleticism we need at that position. That's why, to me, that's...
Why are we taking money out of the national squad's pockets, Matty? Why do you want to do that?
Because I don't care about those guys. I just don't.
The only reason they're professional flag football players is because they couldn't crack it in the NFL.
I'm sorry.
It's the second crack it I've had in back-to-back segments.
And if those guys, if we're rolling with your guys, AR, I won't be watching flag football. I just want to see what this looks like. If it's a mess and we get absolutely cooked, I'll come in here and bend the knee in 2 years. I will, and say after this, we're done with the NFL guys. I just want to see the experiment one time around with our. Could you imagine the ratings that's going to do?
This flag thing that's going on.
Exactly.
I'll tell you, they better be careful because you lose this. I know they can go back to their mansions and everything will be just fine.
Yeah.
But that'd be quite a...
Would it have a little bit of the World Baseball Classic energy to it coming out where...
No, because that's actually competitive.
Yeah, that's against other international teams that are worthy.
like the embarrassment of it. Because like the World Baseball Classic came and went, and they weren't really getting dunked on for not winning the gold. I think that'd be a similar thing.
I think what's happening here, and did you play flag football?
I did.
All right, I did too.
I did.
And it's play intramurals, brother. I feel like...
Is that Hulk Hogan?
It was some coach that said, I can't remember who it was. It was years ago when he was talking about...
It was Bob Knight.
No, it was a college football coach.
Play intramurals,
Was it Gundy?
brother.
No, yeah.
That's given like the late grade...
Play intramurals, brother.
God, why is this
like it's
name
not all,
escaping
like
me?
it's not for everybody, right?
Washington State's coach, Mike Leach?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Dan Hawkins.
Colorado?
Yep. Dan Hawkins said it. I think.
Let's find out. Oh, well, that's what Chad said.
You have the clip?
No.
That's years ago, man.
Oh, wow. Oh,
you find it?
I didn't put this in here, but somebody else did.
Go play intramurals, brother.
There you go. God, things that stick in my brain. There's not a lot of room in there. Some stuff in my head just rents, but the rent never goes.
Of things.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a controlled, rent-controlled building in my brain.
There are literal highlights right now up on ESPN of Tom Brady dodging blitzers and throwing touchdowns.
Okay, so what I was going to say
We're
is
gonna cook these dudes.
But on the other side of it, an NFL guy is not used to going and a guy doing a hitch and having to pull the flag so he doesn't break for a touchdown. They're used to taking his head off. And so their instincts are different. Reaching for the flag. You
It's
can be
still,
very...
to me, football instincts at the end of the day.
Well, clearly instincts didn't go their way in this first little deal.
You're always frustrated with the tackling anyway. These guys don't know how to tackle anymore.
I can get on them for not being able to pull a flag. So I brought this up to say that I guess RG3, Heisman winner, Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's ready to go for this flag thing.
So I was scrolling through Twitter this morning. And
Twitter.
There you go. Appreciate you. And up pops the Washington Commanders in my Twitter feed. And it says RG3 is headed back to training camp with USA football. Now,
why are they flexing that out?
I don't know
as
if
the kids say.
Is RG3 trying to compete against the NFL guys and make the actual USA roster?
Yeah.
Or is he trying to... I'm confused.
I think he's suiting up for Team USA tryouts.
Mm-hmm.
I would think.
Okay.
He hasn't played in a while.
He has not. How old is he now? 30-something? Late 30s? Where are we at with RG3?
I'm going to guess...
He's 40 yet?
No,
he's not 40.
I'm going to say he's 36. That's my guess.
Get your theme music ready to go.
Did I nail it?
36.
Hell yeah.
His theme music is longer than ours, though. I think he's lying us.
I took a while to pot that down. Usually I pot it down about halfway through. I let that one go.
All right, so I think I'm going to give a pass to RG3.
Okay.
He's not a current NFL guy.
You're in.
He hadn't played in 6 years. Come aboard.
So you would be okay with guys that are retired playing in this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to take a spot from some of the guys that helped grow the sport.
The sport.
The indigenous guys that I was talking about. The guys
the native flag football players, as you called it. Natives.
Here's the thing, though. AR asked you, I think, a couple weeks ago, like, if these guys aren't playing, the star players, will you watch? And you said that you wouldn't be watching. So,
no, I don't know if I said I wouldn't be watching.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
It was a flat rejection? I won't watch
you
it?
were like, I probably wouldn't watch.
No, I think the way I put it was that I would be more inclined to be interested that way, but I didn't want to sell out for these guys. I want to ride for them.
I don't know why.
Oh, I think it's cool. I think these guys have earned their chance.
Who are these guys? Can we name any of them?
Hoosh Doucette, or whatever his name is.
Hushmanzada's playing?
Yeah, AR's good with those guys coming back. But not Justin Jefferson and Jamar. Like, you don't want to
not A.J. Brown.
Nico Caceres. Laderick Pablo Smith. Amir Brown. You guys know these players.
Oh, legends.
You know the coach, Jorge Cascudo. He's won 8 gold medals at the IFAF World Championship, including 2024 in Finland.
Finland?
Kiitos paljon, Onya. Well done. That's
saying well done to yourself?
No, him finding the drop. He's a finder. Me too.
Well done.
Hey, when
that was luck.
When in Rome.
Exactly.
I just had that one right in front of me. That was luck.
If RG3 had the same juice he had back in the day, when he was running up the sidelines in Washington and all that stuff, cooking teams out of the gate as a rookie, I'd be like, okay, maybe. But I don't think he's got that gas in the tank anymore. Like we were talking earlier about Kirk Cousins and how beat up his body is, along with Michael Penix. I mean, RG3 stuff shredded. As far as just, I respect that he's going out there and grinding. He just wouldn't be my first pick at quarterback. That's all.
All right, well, there we are. RG3.
Well,
try out, see what happens.
Who would be?
My first pick?
Yeah.
Kyler Murray.
Oh, well, I mean,
Kyler Murray is my pick.
Oh, I would definitely prefer actual NFL players.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, I think, can get the job done for us and bring home the gold. Small target.
Yeah, there's no rush.
Can really
you get no rush.
I don't have your boy.
Those guys are not. He doesn't have to stare over offensive linemen, and he can find some throwing lanes.
Imagine those guys trying to bend over and grab Kyler Murray's flag at like 5'8" or whatever he is.
I think I'd rather have him at receiver.
Who, Kyler?
Yeah, like get him the ball down the field in open space.
I think we have.
Is there like
plenty of depth?
He's got the hands for that?
He's got plenty of depth there already.
Is there a blitzing rule?
That I don't know. I don't think you can blitz.
I think it's quarterback 4-1,000.
Okay, so when can the quarterback scramble?
Mississippi, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
You got to count out loud.
3 Mississippi. Yes, you have to count out. You get 1 blitz every 4 downs.
Yeah,
that's how we did it on the street back in the day.
On the street,
out the mud.
On the street.
That's why I told you. One of our end zones was the intersection.
Yeah, on the street that you left your brother when he got hit by a car, and then you kept going to practice.
That was a different intersection.
You guys are crazy for that.
But he was all right, and I couldn't be late to practice. Dad's going to kill us. Yeah, but I got to get to practice. You all right?
Hey, never be late, Todd Monken.
My brother was only afraid because he had wrecked his bike, but he didn't get hit by a car. Like, he had a decent excuse.
For sure.
Yeah.
Helmet on?
Helmet was on the handlebars.
Uh-oh.
I don't think he was wearing his helmet. Nobody wore their... You're not wearing your helmet.
As a kid.
You're like O'Neal Cruz in center field
you
with
had all
his
your pads
sunglasses
on.
on
He was
his
riding
head.
the bike with the pads.
It's crazy. See, what he mentioned in Football Guys AR with the, like, now we've seen, like, the double mouthpiece hanging from the face mask, and they're not even
what
wearing
is
them.
that?
It's just a
stupid
drip
fashion statement.
It's a drip thing.
It is?
That's what they think.
The double mouthpiece has some sort of swag to it?
Yes, it does.
It's something to draw attention to yourself so people can recognize you on TV.
And then, like, what he mentioned is, like, you get
the name on the back of the uniform isn't doing it.
yeah. Or the number.
Right. Oh. Okay.
You tell your friends, hey, I'm number 26, and apparently they still can't find you, so you got to wear a neon pink and a neon green mouthpiece hanging off your face mask.
I think this is fun. Let's let it play out. Let's see what happens.
We got 2 years to get there.
That's right.
In L.A., right?
In L.A.
The Olympics?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We're in L.A. Yeah.
Did he get a job somewhere else, like as an assistant or anything? Did he bounce?
Sean?
Yeah. Did he, like...
I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but we're in L.A.
It's amazing.
It was one of the rare times in radio that I've had second-hand embarrassment, TLC. I felt so bad for the guy, man. Just lost that seat.
It was a lights. It was a freezing in the headlights kind of feel. It was a little. I mean, even though he was a great player, the public speaking part of it can't be comfortable for him. He's in front of a lot of media. He should have had a planned opening statement, just a paragraph. Read it off the dummy cards. Bring up some note cards, dummy cards, and I would have just done that. Yeah, and that would have taken some questions.
Did I get that right?
Did you say Rocky or him?
I said Rocky.
Yeah, he got it.
Play
right.
my theme.
Oh my goodness, there we go. Well, I keep hitting the sound effects.
I didn't punch you, nothing. Just the way I talk. That's right. Remember, it ain't how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning's done.
Is Frank Caliendo on the show?
He's still talking. Remember when we were hanging up? He literally was still doing an impression when he was like, Frank, we'll see you soon.
The cane from stage left came and yanked him off.
I said to him, I go, I think I still hear him.
He's still going. Didn't want to leave.
All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes. And the pressure the CBJ is under now. It is crunch time, and we'll talk about it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Spring is hatching at the Columbus Zoo. Join us April 3rd and 4th for Eggs, Paws, and Claws. Snap a pic with the Easter Bunny, meet Egbert, roll into Shelley's Shellebration, and crack the clues in the Eggsplorin' find. It's 2 extra fun days you won't want to miss. Get your discounted tickets at Kroger.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2026 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to relaunch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes going above and beyond. We are calling on you to help us recognize the volunteers, educators, first responders, and everyday difference makers who are making a meaningful impact in your community to be recognized on 10 TV and The Fan. Send in your nominations and stories to 10tv.com/raise the roof. 10tv.com/raise the roof. Nominate a local hero today and help us raise the roof for those who make a difference.
Austin Ward here, fired up for warm weather, golf season, longer days, more time outside. Ride the momentum and finally drop the weight you keep saying you will. With Awaken 180, it's fast, easy, and we're all proof that it works. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hitting a hole in one into your ear hole. Ew. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, Jackets tonight in Carolina. Boy, this fan base has turned on them, I feel. Not all of them.
Turning heel on the Jackets? What's going on?
Well, they went from could to should. And when they went from could to should, and you fall short of should, then everybody's like, choke city. And I don't think that's what's happening. I think that certainly it is crunch time, and they're feeling it a little bit differently. I also think it's what Zach told us yesterday on Hockey and Hounds, which we'll play in a moment, because I think this was real. And he almost kind of, in a way, was hinting that they were flying under the radar. But if you go back and think about who they were on January 10th, they were left for dead. And if you woke up today and you saw you had a playoff spot, and I told you this on January 10th, that you were going to wake up on April 2nd and your Jackets with 7 to go would be holding a playoff spot, every fan, to a fan, would have said, sign me up.
I'm popping bottles.
They would have been like, absolutely. Let that be incredible. How is that? Please tell me, how is that going to? That would be a neat trick. That's what they would say to me. And so here we are. I'm not denying that they're not scoring. They're not finishing. They let leads disappear like happened with Dean before they made the change. Yeah. They're committing some reckless penalties. Some are competitive penalties. The kill has kind of gone away a little bit. And if you can't get a kill, it's very difficult, obviously. So I understand where fans are going, but this is not a get mad at the world time. This is an embrace this time and have some focus that remains positive if you're a player. I'm not telling the fans how to feel. They have lost 5 of their last 6. They got a point in a shootout. And the homestand was awful because they came out of the homestand with 1 point. So they're in a tough spot. No one's denying that. And I've said it for a while that you got to get this payoff. But what I'm trying to illustrate is that nobody thought they could go on the run they went on. And not only that, to do it twice. They had to do it twice. This wasn't just the run and then we're good. This was like another run to get here. So I understand why people are holding them to expectations. What I'm trying to say is that embrace the fact that this team is, no player wants to go to the rink and have just daggers coming out of the coach's eyes. If anything, the coach is trying to, hey, we're good. Keep your heads. Here we go. We're good. We still got a playoff spot. Let's clean up we're good 5-on-5. Let's try to stay out of the box. Let's be a little more disciplined with our sticks. And then let the hockey gods take over. We got to finish. Everybody has to finish. They're playing good teams. No one was going to hand them a spot. You got to win your way in. And I asked Zach I was not going to ask Zach yesterday a yes or no question. I was not going to say, so are you still confident? What's he going to say? No. We all are in the dumps.
I'm shook,
in
man.
fact,
I think we should just quit.
We're probably going to mail it in.
Right. No way.
So it was more of the give me the feel. And I think he did give us an honest feel yesterday. And I think he pointed something out that is real. When teams are freewheeling a little bit and there isn't a lot of pressure because you're not supposed to do anything. And we've talked about this when coaches get fired and there's an interim bump. Guys want to impress. There's a new lease on life, and there's no pressure because everyone's already thinking you're done. And so they went on this run. I just think that for people to take the miraculous run they've gone on to get to owning a playoff spot with 7 to go, for people to throw that away or almost make it like it was a given, like they're forgetting it. This is the guy who goes to play golf and got every break under the sun. It hit a tree. It didn't go in the water. The putt I made a 60-footer, like everything. And they come in the clubhouse and go, damn, I can't believe I missed that 5-footer. Wait, you want to talk about all the breaks you got before?
Exactly.
Or were those just supposed to happen?
Let me ask you this. So do you think there's some moving of the goalpost going on right now for some Blue Jacket fans?
I think
This flag thing that's going on.
I think that they believed that after they beat Philly, that they were in.
That was a lock.
And I think that they were a runaway train, and they were 38, 22, and 11, and they had gone on a miraculous run, and there was nothing that was going to stop them. And now reality has set in a little bit that crunch time brings crazy pressure. They were healthy not that long ago. They're not anymore, not completely. They lose their enforcer and Olivier, who's obviously much more versatile than just that.
Did Slick Rick say a couple weeks?
He's out for the regular season.
Yeah.
Sivo was playing great on the top blue line with Zach. He's out for the regular season. And
the offense is cold.
And
cold.
And the grade A chances that Marchenko had and couldn't finish, Marchment misses a layup, an absolute layup. And somebody had something to do with that. There was a stick that came in, but these are the things that they're fighting against now. So mentally, they're trying to stay out of their own heads. The fans they can talk like this. The players are trying to stay focused. Positive energy, being focused, understanding what you need to clean up, and then trying to look at these games, which, by the way, at Carolina again, Winnipeg at home, at Detroit, at Buffalo, at Montreal, here comes Boston. Like, this is what they've earned. They've earned the right to try to win their way in.
Let's go. Nobody said he was going to be easy. Nobody said that.
We got a lot of shirts and boxes over here that say different.
Real quick, because I got something on that. I want to hear from Zeke.
Here's Z from yesterday on now with 7 to go, coming off yet another loss where they are. Do you sense that the team is feeling the pressure differently or not?
Well, I just don't think we're surprising anyone anymore. Okay. And I think it doesn't feel any different in the room. I feel like we approach the games the same way, but teams are aware of how good of a hockey team we are now. And I'm not going to say we surprised teams for that whole long winning streak we had or whatever, but I feel like maybe a little bit we were surprising some teams. And this time of year, everyone's fighting for points and everyone's playing their best. And last night, for example, Carolina wants to get first in the East, and we're trying to get into the playoffs. And 5-on-5, I thought we were the better team, but we give up 3 power play goals. That can't happen. We lose the game that way. So we're just kind of finding ways to just not get the job done. Like the Boston game wasn't our best second half of the game, but we're up 3-0. Like, we have to close that out. The San Jose game wasn't our best, but we're a minute and a half from taking it to overtime. We need to get those points. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, Montreal, we probably play better than them, but they found a way to win 2-1. Islanders, I thought in the Island, we probably play better than them, but they find a way to win 1-0. So we just haven't found those lately. But I don't really think our team's feeling the pressure. I just think it just hasn't gone our way, and it's on us as players to figure that out and get the job done.
A lot of that, what he said, is hockey in a nutshell. Like, this team, like you said, you win 11 of 12. You win 15 of 18. You earn your way. And by the way, even the ones they lost, they were getting a point in overtime. This team was on fire. Was that sustainable? Is that realistic when you go on a streak like that? Or is it just natural to not be able to keep winning every time you take the ice?
Yeah.
And that's where they are.
Yeah, and I think there's something to going through the process of going from the hunter to the hunted. And he's talking about that a little bit, right? Like, hey, Jackets come into your building, you go into their building, you know that you're going to be in for a really good game, and they're going to make you earn everything that you get. And so they've got to find a way to lock in mentally and figure out some of those details where they can carve out more positive paths to victory and success. But the injury stuff is real. They're not going to use that as an excuse. It's going to be an exciting, 6 or 7 games left, 7 games left in the regular season. And we just got to hope these guys hang on and get into the postseason, because early to mid-March was great. They've now hit a few speed bumps along the way. And so it's on Rick, it's on Zach, it's on Boone, the leaders of this team, to make sure everybody stays locked in and don't get too emotional in a negative way and find a way to stay the course.
That's it. All right, we're going to come back with a Buckeye Bulletin after this. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband. It's my sons. It's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
The Reds are on the radio.
And he caught it! No way! What a grab! Noelvi Marte! Ellie De La Cruz is on his horse, and they're waving him to the house. Suarez swings, he drives this. It is gone! Eugenio Suarez puts the Reds on top.
The quest for October baseball is underway. Hear all the action all season long on your home of the Reds.
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners, only 30 calories, just 5 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. That great Pepsi taste with even more to love. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
As the seasons change, it's time to prep your HVAC system with a $49 seasonal tune-up from Columbus Worthington Air. A seasonal tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and help prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. It all adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Ms. Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, on every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Save up to 50% on new windows from windownation.com.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin. So every team wants to be able to hang their hat on something. Although when you're Ohio State, it feels like you're versatile enough, right? Maybe you don't have to be, well, you certainly don't want to be one-dimensional. But there is always something a coach likes to lean into. And that can come with identity. It can come with whether you're better at running the ball or throwing the ball or what the personnel you have coming back. But usually, and it's a pretty good question. I don't think it's a cliche. I don't think it's just a generic throwaway. I think coaches do like to come up with a feel of their team and, for the lack of a better word, an identity. And Ryan was asked about that at the presser.
So I would say the first thing is, no, we don't have an identity yet. We don't have a personality yet.
No. Now, I will say last Saturday was an opportunity that I challenged the whole staff and challenged everybody in the building about just the energy and the competitiveness of what that was supposed to look like. Passed with an A. I mean, it was as competitive practices I've been around. It was edgy. There were guys flying around making plays. It wasn't perfect. There was a lot of mistakes made, but just the way our guys responded together, the way we competed was excellent. That was a good sign. Where we're going here with our personality, where we're going right here as a team, I don't know yet. Still too early to tell. But it's one of the challenges and one of the things that we put up on the goals of things we want to get done. One is we have to learn how to practice. Two is we need to create an identity and a philosophy, identity, and then we have to create a personality. Those two things. And so the only way to do that is by communicating and talking and guys understanding what we're looking for here. I know what we want. The coaches have made it clear on what the expectations are, but that's important. So we'll keep an eye on that and make sure we're pushing what we want to get done.
It's cool to hear him talk like that, to see what each team's identity becomes, whether that's born from the leader's personality on who they are, or whether there are some young players that crack the lineup that make it an identity of competitiveness, which is what he's talking about, which usually always exists at Ohio State, but maybe even more now with transfers and new faces, and he's got a brand new roster to some degree. Still has some very good players coming back, but with 50-plus new players, he shouldn't know the identity. It's very hard, and I would almost follow that up with the challenge of finding an identity and creating one, and how long that takes when you have a new team and a new roster. I mean, maybe they'll have it done maybe by fall camp. They'll have an idea what they can hang their hat on, but I like the sounds of it early.
Those things can take time, I'm sure, right? Like it's April 2nd. You're chipping away at the process right now. We got a long way to go, obviously, until we get to the games. And so for them not to have an identity right now, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think you nailed it with the guys that you're bringing back from last year that are going to be key players for you again. Those guys can absolutely be tone setters, right? Whether they're verbal leaders or whether they lead with their actions. Like guys go out and see Jeremiah go about his business. Like that's going to be a great thing for Chris Henry Jr. to be able to see every single day, right? We talked about it earlier with Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza, and Fernando Mendoza being able to see, this is how he breaks down film. This is what his diet is like. This is how he takes care of his body, whether it's stretching or whatever that looks like. There's different ways that you can go about it. And so I think you always want a nice blend of both, right? Like you want some guys that are a little chippy, guys that are going to bring that energy every day, especially when you get into those dog days of camp and everything. But you also want some of those level-headed leaders as well that can be able to see things clearly sometimes when things can maybe a little bit murky, whether it's your body's not feeling right or whatever the situation may be. So, yeah, sitting here on April 2nd, they're not clear-cut on what they're going to be come fall in that big ramp-up game against Ball State. I think it's all good.
Better be ready for it. Chris Henry was the first player to verbally commit to the 2026 class. Everybody knows, 5-star kid, top 10 prospect, probably the number one wide receiver in the nation coming out of California. And he signed his letter of intent back in December of 25. He was a Navy All-American Bowl guy. And he's, as we all know, the son of the late Chris Henry. Or maybe that's a reminder for people who played at West Virginia and then obviously played for the Bengals. Here's Ryan Day on his young receiver.
He's flashed. I mean, he's really had some nice plays. To play as a freshman's a lot. And so, he has to have the mentality that he wants to play from day one. And that he's starting in the first game. That should be his goal. Now, whether he does or not, but he has all the traits, he has all the skills, he has everything that we thought he would be in recruiting, we've seen on the field. So that's exciting. Sometimes that first few practices, you're not sure. To me, it's going to be his mindset, his approach, how quickly he learns things, how fast he adapts to the offense, and can take care of the football and play with the speed and physicality that it takes to play in the Big Ten. And if it comes week one, great. If it doesn't, then like Garrett Wilson and Olave and Jackson and some of those guys, sometimes around mid-year, is when you start to see that impact. Would love to see him make an impact on special teams, like so many great players who have come before early on to get him on the field. But you think about Emeka, you think about Marvin, all those guys, they kind of started to make their impact about midway through the season. We'll see.
Strong words. Got to live up to them. He brought in a couple transfers to compete at receiver. that will not make this a gifted starting spot for Chris Henry Jr.?
No, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. If this is going to take a little bit of time, he doesn't need to be the guy just yet. You already have that. You got it in-house. If he is going to be one of the best complementary wide receivers in the country at some point in time this year, that is awesome, I think, for a freshman, right? Like, you're going to let Jeremiah Smith be him. And also, I think as well, hopefully they're going to get some good stuff from Brandon Inniss consistently, right? Week in and week out. And so you just don't want to have the pressure of the world on him. So I think it's smart to go about it that way. And look, as talented as he is already, this may be a moot point. It may be right out of the gate against Ball State on down that he's an impactful player. There's definitely a chance for that, but I like that mindset going into, coming out of spring ball, actually going into the spring game here in a couple of weeks, and then going into summer and the fall is in time. They know it's coming. It just doesn't have to be right away.
All right, that is today's Buckeye Bulletin. We'll talk more Buckeye football with our friend Spencer Holbrook coming up at 2:30. We've got a nice third hour on deck for you. We'll get into our deep dive next after a sports update here at top of the hour. And we may be much closer than we think to perhaps the best offseason storyline in the NFL. We'll tackle that next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests and everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Remember your first football game? The sound of the crowd, the smell of the grill, the moment you fell in love with the game. This spring break, pass that moment on. At the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, families walk through the greatest moments in football history and create new memories of their own. See the legends, experience the history, share the game you love. Make the Hall of Fame part of your spring break road trip. Plan your visit today at ProFootballHof.com.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Hey, it's Anthony. By now you know my good feet story, but the point I try to get across is that it's an ongoing one for me. For as long as I can remember, it's always been about my lower back. But when I got fitted for my personal arch supports, it's been an absolute game changer. I feel better. They take all the stress off my back. I feel supported and aligned, and you don't hear me complain about it the way I used to. I could feel the difference instantly, and I didn't have to wait to feel that difference. Once I got fitted, popped them in my shoes, took the test walk around the store, and now on a daily basis, everything feels better. And that's what I mean about an ongoing story. This journey to feeling my pain disappear makes everything better. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or the one on Polaris Parkway in Westerville, and their experts will personally fit you. Then do what I did. Take a test walk around, and you will feel the difference. Do your feet a favor. Get started at goodfeet.com.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
For 25 years, the Library of Congress Veterans History Project has collected and preserved the experiences of America's heroes. From original letters to oral histories, these first-hand accounts bring history to life, one voice at a time. With over 120,000 stories collected, each reveals the courage, sacrifice, and service of our veterans. But many remain untold. Help our nation reach 125,000. Share a story. Ensure a legacy. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. 7 games remaining in the regular season for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and it's a big one tonight in Carolina against the Hurricanes at 7. Mason Marchman and Isaac Lundestrom will be game-time decisions. Luca Del Bel Baluz goes into the lineup regardless. The team has also recalled forward Zach Aston Reese. Elvis gets the start in goal. Pre-game coverage here on The Fan begins at 6:30. The Cincinnati Bengals are signing safety Kyle Duggar to a 1-year deal. The Las Vegas Raiders have come to terms with quarterback Kirk Cousins. Off day for both the Cleveland Guardians and the Cincinnati Reds. They both start new series tomorrow afternoon. The Reds down in Texas facing the Rangers at 4:05. The Guardians with their home opener against the Chicago Cubs at 4:10. The Columbus Clippers continuing their series with Indianapolis at 6:15. This one's sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, just to prove that anything can happen, last night in the NHL, Vancouver, who is a 52-point hockey team. And to put that in perspective, the Jackets are an 88-point hockey team. Went into Colorado, a 108-point hockey team, and dropped an 8-goal mailbag on them. Now, explain that. That's the worst team in the league versus the best team in the league.
Took them lightly. That's all I got.
That's it.
Took them lightly.
That's right. That's why I'm betting against Vancouver tonight. They're probably still partying it up. They're at Minnesota. It is one of those things, and that's why when we were talking about the Jacket schedule, and it's not just the very good teams you have to worry about, it was the San Jose's. And I remember saying that to you, like, these are the freewheelers, and you never know what they're bringing to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listen, Calgary's playing my boy Torts tonight in Vegas. And I feel like Calgary's probably been in Las Vegas for the last couple of days.
What they've been doing?
They're probably
on the strip.
Young guys, disposable income.
Yeah, out there at the Sphere.
Maybe gamble a little bit. Got to do some late night gambling. So I kind of like that feel because they played at Colorado on Monday. Now, the only bad thing is Calgary lost 9-2 at Colorado. So they'd have Tuesday and Wednesday in Vegas. And now they play the Knights tonight. So
that's got to be a coach's nightmare when you look at the schedule and you say, oh, my goodness, our guys are going to have a couple days off or whatever it may be in Vegas or Miami.
In Vegas.
That's right.
You're either gambling, which I like. That's right. Or something else. All right, so I bring that up, and I'll mention this. The Jackets are a decent underdog tonight on the road.
But I have to step aside from WNBA betting.
I have. I've been very disciplined.
They'll be back soon. You're going to be right back at it. You're going to be right back at it. What is Vegas telling you about tonight's contest against the Canes?
I win bets. Jackets are 38%.
Okay.
It's like it's a 60-40 game. I feel like this is part of how GMs think. I think this way in fantasy. I imagine in reality it works somewhat similar. You know, I am here. Like I'm a live person. We don't have to go to the robot.
No, we need a fourth voice on the show.
Maddie, you feel free to do that when I'm off. But when I'm here,
it won't have the same effect. I was getting bodied in the group chat, by the way.
Which group chat?
The homies group chat. And they were saying, ever since you said,
they're not wrong,
print the shirts, the 3 most magical words in sports radio,
they're not wrong. The
Jackets have started to go the other way. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But like I said the other day, I'm not moving off.
It's just that simple.
It is. I'm not moving off my take. We will be in the postseason. I believe. And if you're a Jacket fan out there right now, and you don't believe, shame on you. Shame on you. You can't have it all. You got to go through the highs and the lows. And right now, it's low. Right now, it is low. But they'll get it right. I believe they are. Okay. So I know that probably made you feel good. I was getting bodied in the group chat.
No, it didn't make me feel
and I had to take it.
I'm taking no.
I had to take it. But if Vegas
I want you to be right.
I do too. Hopefully I am, but right now it's looking a little bleak. But my boys were cooking me. They were cooking me.
Well, we appreciate them listening.
We do. And everybody else listening.
Absolutely.
The few that are out there.
Well,
the few, the proud.
A lot of our listeners are like Tiger. They get distracted and they change the channel. They get distracted by the radio. By the way, Tiger has to he's going overseas to get treatment. Well, we
to
don't
me,
have any good places around here.
It's got to be some, I don't know.
Well, I had already planned an overseas trip. I might as well just swing through some rehab out there.
I don't know how that works. I really don't. Maybe he could do something overseas at this rehabilitation center that he can't do here. I don't know. It was odd on the surface when I saw that headline floating around. Like, why does he need to go overseas to do that? But
privacy.
Probably him and his
loves
camp.
The privacy.
He doesn't have privacy anywhere, does he?
By the way, isn't that the name of his yacht? Is it wrong?
Is it called Privacy?
Whose yacht is called Privacy?
Chad?
I thought it was Tiger's.
You're probably right. I don't
It's not
remember.
Jerry's.
Is that the one he pulled up to? Didn't he pull up to like a shore or something at a tournament and doing that? Or am I completely making that up?
Maybe a little chop. Maybe some plates get broken.
Making that up.
What do you
Tiger
got there?
Woods. They bought the luxury yacht in 2004 for about $20 million. It's about 155 feet.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah.
You got a name on that thing?
This
Play AR's theme music.
Come on.
That's pretty good.
Play his theme music. Come on, DJ. Drop that track on us.
This is a
remix?
Yeah, no, it's just the intro. And then this is the chorus.
Oh, he's got a low.
That one doesn't have his. Yeah, this is what you need. Yeah. Go BTA on him, AR.
All right, so Tiger Woods, y'all.
Okay, he's going overseas. He needs to get himself together. He's got to get himself together.
He's got to begin a comprehensive inpatient treatment. I guess you got to leave America to do it. And based upon, I guess, the doctor, the out-of-country treatment facility recommendation is based upon the defendant's complex clinical presentation.
Okay.
I thought it was just looking at my phone, changing the radio, the radio.
Who knows?
All right, get what you need, Tiger. Get what you need,
I was thinking about this. You guys were bringing up his yacht. You know, you've known me for quite a while. And I've always expressed to you, AR, if I made it big as far as money goes, I would want a private jet. You've always kind of said, I don't, it's a heavy investment. Just the fuel and all that.
Pay for the hours. And
it's a lot.
You could still have one. You just probably don't have to own one.
I think a yacht is the way to go. I think that's what I would cook up. I'd probably live on that thing for a while. Just come knocking on the window. Hey, Matty, you in there?
Got a cap, so it'd be a houseboat.
Yeah, I think that's what I would want. Down in Miami somewhere.
Motion of the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of, all right.
Yes,
I mean, I did own a waterbed at one point in my life.
How'd that treat you?
Is that close?
Yeah.
Overrated.
Really?
I felt. Yeah.
Why?
You can't kind of turn around. You can't do things.
Does the water like wake you up like when you roll
flip
over?
easy. Yeah,
Oh.
it's like it's.
Who are you trying to flip?
Okay. I knew this is where this was going to go. I was just trying to explain.
You mentioned flip. I'm like, hey, what's going on
I'm
in
a
there?
side sleeper, and so you got to move to the other side. And the waterbed doesn't give you the leverage that you might need.
I
like the heat. If you have a heat, they're all heated, I guess.
Oh,
I did like that. I think so.
It's heated water?
Well, yeah, you don't want to get into a cold waterbed.
I think I would, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be hot.
Oh, no.
I can't stand being hot when I'm sleeping.
Well, you could turn it. I think you can adjust it.
Oh, okay.
But I think in the wintertime, you want to roll into that warm waterbed.
It's not a bad idea. Is that a thing, though?
I was
So you're
waking up
telling
as
me
loose as cream corn, man.
there were you could adjust the temperature on these mattresses?
I think so. Well, I don't know if I'd call it a mattress.
Maybe if
it's
not.
like an inner tube with water.
Maybe we can bring them back and do
Maybe
that.
they're not gone.
They can't be hot in the streets anymore.
Rothman.
Yeah.
You can lie in your waterbed with your Bluetooth speaker and make calls. And you can really turn the clock back.
I'm going to bring that Bluetooth in here. I used it yesterday, Maddie. It's been a great gift.
I'm here
I've
for it.
appreciated
Whatever you need.
It has.
You
Whatever
take
you
phone
need.
calls all the time. You got people hitting up your line.
No,
we should see the Bluetooth here in studio at some point, or at least in the.
I mean, it's a
pre-show
pretty
studio.
honking thing. I mean, it's it's
the pre-show studio.
Yeah.
You got to wear other headphones for this studio.
We'll get AR in a waterbed and a Bluetooth and hand him some
boy, that'd be
VHS
great.
tapes to watch.
1980 all
Put
over
some
again.
posters on the wall. You know
Well,
what
if
I
I
mean?
need to go all the way back to 80, I think it needs to be a little too much there. Maybe
You're a
somebody in
poster
the
guy.
late 80s.
You're a
Late
poster
80s.
guy, right?
Oh, yeah, I can show you a picture of my dorm room right now.
Any supermodels? Any on the wall?
No,
That
my
wasn't allowed?
cousin had my cousin had the,
Okay.
the old models, the old swimsuit models. He had those.
I had Ken Griffey Jr. I had the Jordan poster where he's got like his hand on his face with all the rings. That one was fire. I think I had a Jeter one. Those are the only three I can remember having. Jeter, Griffey, and your goat.
Awesome. What do you mean mine?
It's your goat.
Everybody's.
Not mine.
Should be.
No, I don't think so.
That's not right.
But yeah, posters were those are gone. Nobody's buying posters anymore, right?
Yeah, that would have been like the first half of my childhood would have been that era.
Yeah,
where like people would like deck out their bedroom walls
The old
with all
Nike
kinds of
posters.
But that wasn't really a thing when I was in high school and beyond.
So Nike came out with this series where they would take the most famous athletes and take their name or who they were or their nickname and make that the theme of the poster. So like Larry Bird was sitting in a nest, and George Gervin, who was the Iceman, was sitting on a throne of ice. And who was the guy from Louisville?
Rick Pitino.
No, basketball. I think his name was it Griffith?
Howard.
Yeah.
No. It was a great one, and I had this poster. Yeah, Daryl Griffith. Daryl Griffith's nickname was Dr. Duncanstein.
Oh,
and he was dressed in a lab coat and had two basketballs cut in half with smoke coming out of them, like a
That's fire.
science experiment.
I'm here for that.
Second overall pick in 1980.
Yeah.
We have a second overall pick coming on tomorrow.
We do.
That's good stuff, TLC. That's
We
how
do.
you do it.
Hey, that's a horizontal tease, folks.
That's how, Fish, you listening back
He's
there?
not completely horizontal because he's coming on at 12:30.
Well,
No.
you tried at least.
A little bit slanted. Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson, who was part of Lethal Weapon 3.
Really?
Not the movie.
Oh, I was about to say. Really? I've never heard that.
Some
about him.
acting
Yeah.
chops.
Lethal Weapon 3, which was Kenny Anderson,
Dennis Scott.
Brian Oliver, and Dennis Scott from Georgia Tech, who went to the Final Four. He's in town promoting the 3-on-3 Classic, and he's going to saunter in here
That's
around
cool.
12:30.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
All right. When we come back, a certain organization is apologizing today for some social media backlash. Is it warranted? We'll give you those details next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Did your HVAC struggle through this rough winter? When it comes to your home comfort, trust the local experts at Columbus Worthington Air. Right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with our trade-in allowance program. At CWA, we treat your home like it's our own with safe, reliable service backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit CWAOhio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at MDA.org today.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000. 614-470-2000.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny skies as we head into the day today, and it will be warm and breezy with temperatures getting up into the low 80s. For tonight, chances of showers and thunderstorms develop overnight, otherwise mostly cloudy and mild with breezy winds and temperatures in the mid-60s. Friday, a chance of showers and storms early, more scattered as we head into the afternoon. Highs will get near 80 degrees with breezy winds. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis, weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, the Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Oh, you guys remember who Bam Adebayo had his 83 against, right?
It was the Washington, the Washington Wizards.
So, I don't know whether this is just bad luck for them or, like, you can't win for losing, but they've been at the front of, like, tanking crisis, all that, and so the product they're putting out, needless to say, has been pretty rough, and that's why Bam got 83. And that's why people poked holes in it a little bit. But anyway, they spent a lot of the year kind of limiting minutes for their best players. And
they are 17 and 59.
Yeah. They traded Young and Davis, right?
For them.
Yeah.
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 That's a whole. They've got a 2027 vision and beyond.
That hasn't even helped.
They're trying to get one of these amazing freshmen that are coming out and add those guys to the mix.
So you could make the case, and I'm going to make the case, that they can't really afford to lose fans. I don't know how many they have, but the ones they have, they should be wrapping their arms around.
No question.
They should actually be trying to do promotions that might earn more fans.
Come on in.
Not send them away thinking, hanging their head.
The Hawks don't want to do Magic City Night. We'll do it here in Washington. Come on out.
So we talked about this earlier in the show. The Wizards brought a fan out for a blindfolded half-court shot with the promise that if he made it, they'd give him $10,000. As you can guess, he missed pretty badly. But because he was blindfolded, the Wizards pretended he made it. And they had the announcers and the mascots dancing all around when he took the blindfold off, celebrating that he had made it. Now, the good news for him is that the shot was somewhat online, just very high, so maybe he thought there was a chance. Because everybody knows if you're shooting that even blindfolded, you know how that left your hand. You know whether that's even in the neighborhood.
There's a feel to it.
Yeah.
For sure.
As you know. So when
a lot of misses from me.
When the Wizards
without a blindfold
finally let the fan watch on the Jumbotron, he saw the I missed.
Tough.
And the team revealed, sorry, April Fools.
Wrong.
And we thought that was pretty foul. So now, in their mind, they're like, hey, we know he's going to miss. We got an awesome consolation prize to just hand him. We're going to give him an autographed jersey, and we're going to put him courtside at a game in the future.
Do you know who signed the jersey?
I don't.
Okay.
Maybe, why doesn't he just tell them what signature he'd like? So I feel like the Wizards, in a way, can't get out of their own way. I understand on the surface, it's April Fool's. Hundreds of people do April Fool's jokes, and they don't get backlash. It's more on the person that got pranked. Like, see, we got you. You should feel embarrassed for getting got. But I think there was some sympathy for this guy. I think there was a lot. And you were telling me during the break that, and I do feel like if there wasn't any backlash and people thought this was funny, they wouldn't have had to apologize. But you're telling me now they have.
Quote, we apologize for last night's April Fool's joke that left many wondering if we had misled a fan. The skit involving our mascot and other members of our performance team was scripted and intended to celebrate the day. All participants were in on the joke, but we missed the mark, end quote.
That's even worse. It was an act.
Well, it was premeditated. They knew they were going to do it.
So,
I guess there was a 1 in 1,000 chance he'd make it.
But they fooled the fans, it sounds like.
Yeah, but after he missed and they all celebrated, you're saying that everybody in the building didn't know either. Well, obviously they couldn't know.
Well, he said that everybody was in, or the PR team that put that together said that everybody was in on it. And so they were just trying to make a joke to celebrate the day, but that implies that the person who missed the shot knew that it was a gag. That's how I heard it.
The skid
involved. No, I don't think he was in on it.
Here's the back half of the quote.
You're thinking he might have been in on it, and they were pranking.
Didn't they say
everybody?
Can you reread what you just read?
The skit involving our mascot and other members of our performance team was scripted. And intended to celebrate the day. All participants were in on the joke, but we missed the mark.
Okay, all participants were in on the joke. Doesn't that imply that the guy who was blindfolded also knew what the prank was?
Well, if that's the case,
then they fooled the fans.
So they're trying to fool the fans.
Could all participants be like whoever the in-house MC was?
That's how I took it originally.
Yeah,
but TLC's point, all participants, which would mean the guy that actually took the shot was also acting that he
Then
got
they don't need
pranked.
to apologize then.
Yeah, but then why are they telling him they gave him an autographed jersey and courtside seats? No, he was involved. I think they meant all participants as everybody involved in the production.
That's what I think
except
happened.
him.
I
Very
think-
jury duty-like.
Isn't that implied?
It is. The wording's probably wrong, but there'd be no reason to give him an autographed jersey and courtside seats if he was in on it.
Yeah. Maybe that's a charade too.
Maybe so.
Okay. Now we're going way too... There's too many levels of this joke then.
Here's another quote, Aaron. This leads to what you mentioned earlier.
Going to the game is bad enough. They should have given
the brutal experience.
Okay,
Our fans are our priority, and we continue to be committed to providing a positive experience to all who attend our games.
Well, I hope they're rooting for the other team if they're looking for a positive experience at your games.
Here's how they could have made it right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Give him the cash.
Absolutely.
If they would apologize and said, we feel so badly that we made this guy feel like he had won the grand prize.
Yes.
We're actually going to follow through and give it to him.
I'm good with that, AR. I'd be good with here are season tickets for a year.
The whole season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Something like that. I love your take, though. Get the cash flow going.
That would have been something that would have said, we really feel bad about it. No, like I said earlier, I think their intentions were okay and that they had a really nice consolation prize waiting in the wings to hand him. I think that's what made them want to do this. They wouldn't have done it just and said, now go back to your seat.
Yeah.
So, and maybe some people listening out there are like, wait a minute. I would have been pranked to get courtside seats and an autographed jersey. Send me. I'll get embarrassed for that. First of all, it's at a half-court shot blindfolded. No one's making it anyway. The embarrassment is that they made him feel like he made it, and that's where the sympathy's coming from.
But you got to know that's going to happen in advance, right? Like we've seen other people do that before. They didn't invent that prank. So as soon as the blindfold, whether it's April 1st or not, as soon as the blindfold goes on, you got to be on high alert for that.
Where else have you seen something
by the way,
like this?
That's
TLC?
a great drop in and of itself.
It really was.
I think you just dropped yourself.
Did I drop myself?
I think you did when I just heard, when the blindfold goes on, you got to be ready for anything. I think I got you.
When you lay down on that waterbed with a blindfold on.
That's
AR,
right.
You're just signing up for anything and everything. You might get flipped, Who knows?
It might pop. You might drown.
Well, something's going to pop. That's for sure.
All right, let's investigate what I said. As soon as the blindfold goes on, you got to be on high alert.
There you go.
That's it.
Okay.
So you've trained me well.
That's it.
Yeah. What do you know?
The blindfold
50
goes
Shades
on,
of TLC,
you gotta
folks.
be on high alert.
That didn't register.
Oh, my goodness.
That didn't register at all.
Eyes wide shut over there behind the glass.
Let me ask you guys this. How many attempts would you need blindfolded to make a half-court shot?
I think they should have put him at the free throw line.
Give me
That's
24
easy. Or the
hours and I won't make
three-pointer.
it out of there.
Not a half-court shot.
Free throw's easy.
Blindfolded half-court?
Dude, we have listeners who you could take the blindfold off and they wouldn't last 24
Why
hours.
are you bodying our listeners?
I'm just saying some of them. I don't know who.
Here's what I would tell you.
Okay, yeah.
And this is what you're not factoring in, but I think you'll understand when I say it. The half-court heave or shot takes some strength and energy.
Oh, yeah.
And once you've missed 8 or 9 of them, the rest are not going in because you don't have...
You're gassed.
You're gassed.
Kind of like the home run derby.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so when you said, how long would it be? I got to make one of the first 10 or I'm probably not making any.
I'll call a timeout for you.
All right.
And bring you over to the sideline. I'll have the Gatorade. You'll be refueled after a while. You can take as long as you need. You might be there days or weeks.
I think if you said a blindfolded three-pointer,
okay,
probably 25 of them, I might
Would you go from the wing straight up down the middle, from the corner pocket? Where would you go?
Why do they? Yeah, the baseline one seems to be, well, from a distance standpoint.
They say in the NBA the corner three is the easier three to make.
No, I'm going probably straight on because then the bank is alive.
It's a good call. You have to follow your lead on that. It's a good call. But yeah, Washington Wizards coming back around and apologizing. I think that's the right thing to do. But like you said, let's take it up another level. Get his bank account.
I mean,
wire him 10K.
It was a minor thing. He got pranked. It happens.
They just took it a step too far. That's all.
By the way, we will be giving away Aviators tickets at the end of the next segment.
All right.
Okay.
Be on high alert for that. We won't blindfold you.
No.
We'll come back in 2 minutes with Spencer Holbrook and talk Bucks. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Mortgage rates have dropped, and the best news is they're expected to go down even more. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. If you've been thinking about buying a new home, now is the time. And with Third Federal's Buy Now, Refi Later program, you don't have to wait for rates to drop again. You get the guaranteed lowest rate now, and if rates drop later, even after you close, you can refinance to a lower rate for free. That's right, for free. And now with Third Federal's early rate lock, you can lock in the guaranteed lowest rate even before you find a house. So you'll always have the best rate. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today and lock in the guaranteed lowest rate.
Right now at Third Federal, lock in 5.99% APR 6.02% on a 30-year fixed rate purchase mortgage and refinance later if rates go down for free. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for buy now, refi later. Lowest rate guarantee and early rate lock at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Had a few repairs to your furnace or air conditioner this year, and now your system is acting up again? Stop patching problems and start enjoying worry-free comfort with Logan Services. We'll repair your system fast, or if it's time, replace it with a brand new one. And if you've had repair work done in the past year, no matter who did it, we'll pay you back up to $3,000 when you choose replacement. We're making home comfort easy. Logan Services.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
March Madness is here again, and so is a Great Clips $12.99 haircut coupon. From dominating the bracket pool to demolishing game day snacks, Great Clips gets that March is every fan's favorite month. And with a $12.99 haircut coupon, your hair can be as ready for the action as you are. Grab a $12.99 haircut coupon now at greatclips.com/March Madness. Great Clips, official hair salon of March Madness. Valid only at participating U.S. salons. Terms apply. March Madness is a trademark of the National Collegiate Athletic Association.
Anthony can follow direction very well, as long as he first prints out MapQuest. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, Buckeye football. Knee-deep in spring practice. We're charting projections and depth charts and identities and all that good stuff, and black stripes being removed. And we will do that with our friend Spencer Holbrook, who covers the team very well for Letterman Row. My man, it's good to have you back. How you been?
Great, guys. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you. All right, so I'll go to the black stripe. Brock Boyd. Give us a little capsule on Brock Boyd. And he gets the black stripe removed after just 6 days of spring ball. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells us just about everything we need to know right now. I was talking to Berm and Austin about this, and they've been around longer than I have, but this is my 8th spring now. Other than in the non-Jeremiah Smith category, I'm not sure if any of us have seen a hype machine quite like this one. He's just been consistently making plays, and I know some of us had heard that even today he had just another great day of practice, just catching everything, getting open, things like that. So if you just keep hearing his name come up every single time you ask, and I've said this before, no matter what corner of the Woody, offense, defense, special teams, anybody you ask, they're talking about Brock Boyd. I've heard that he's going to, he's had a really good week in the special teams. He's had a really good week on offense. Like everywhere you ask, people will have to talk about him. And that tells you just about, like I said, everything you need to know. So it's been great. He's got to continue to get better. But, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start to a career than what Brock Boyd's having right now.
Spence, good to hear from you, man. I want to ask you about Cortez Hankton. We're talking about playmakers. Let's talk about the new wide receiver coach, right? Heartline moves on after a good run here of recruiting and coaching up playmakers at a high level. So now that you've been around this team for a little bit here over the last couple of weeks, you've heard Cortez Hankton speak. What have you learned about him as a coach and his approach and what he's going to demand?
Yeah, he just seems like a good fit with these guys, right? Like, Jeremiah Smith said that he brings a lot of good energy. Brandon Ennis really talked highly of him. I think those guys have taken a liking to him, said that he knows when to turn it on, when to be very serious with them, when to be able to have a light tone with them. I just think that, you don't want somebody who was exactly like Brian Hartline, because I think there could be some imposter syndrome or, somebody just trying to fill those shoes. I think the best thing that Cortez Hankton has done so far is to just be Cortez Hankton. Like, you can't come in and be Brian Hartline. That's not going to work. These guys know, what that looked like. So come in, be yourself. And I think he's done that pretty well to date. They seem like they're clicking with him. He makes everything pretty easy to understand. I think the energy level is just pretty good right now, and I think so far the early returns on that hire have been really positive.
We talked earlier, Spence, about Chris Henry Jr. and the expectations. What are your expectations, and what are people talking about when it comes to him actually being a starter? Does it have to be game one? Do they need it to be? Do they want it to be?
I don't know if it'll be game one. I think this actually ties into the Brock Boyd conversation, because the expectations for Henry were so high heading into this spring, whereas Brock Boyd's expectations, you don't really have many, just because he's a typical freshman, or so we thought. Now he's exceeding those expectations, and it's not like Chris Henry Jr. isn't meeting expectations or even exceeding them. It's just like you just want to keep seeing more from him, because you want to make sure that he's ready for the role that maybe they thought that they might have for him. And so, I think it's a process for him. I think they really like what they're getting. Brian Day had great things to say about him on Tuesday when we talked to him. I wonder where that's going to end at the end of spring, because right now he could be doing all the right things, but if other guys in that receiver room are also elevating and pushing, it might not be Chris Henry Jr.'s fault. But yeah, I think that he's where he should be right now. I think they like what they see from him. I think he just needs to keep getting better. He's still really green. They need to get some more experience under his belt, but he's in a good spot.
How are you feeling about Arthur Smith, Ryan Day, those two guys coming together and putting an offense out there that's going to be high level week in and week out? Because I know there's some people out there that may look at Arthur Smith's time in Pittsburgh and have a little worry just about how explosive they're going to be. But Day and Smith coming together to roll out an offense this year, your thoughts on that?
I think I'd have a better idea of where this offense was heading if Bo Jackson and Isaiah West were both healthy. It might be a little tough this spring just because those guys aren't healthy, but you have to think that you put Ryan Day's passing acumen, you put Arthur Smith's ability to get 1,000 yards out of basically any running back he's handed, and, from his time in the NFL, whether that was Mike Davis or, Tyler Algier, like those guys, everybody he's coached has been pretty productive. Bijan Robinson and Derrick Henry, obviously, we could be productive with those guys. But, his ability to get a lot out of some of these running backs, he turned Kenneth Gainwell into a guy who's getting a pretty decent contract now because of the way that he just found a way to get him the football in Pittsburgh this past year with Jaylen Warren. And he knows how to work multiple running backs. So I'm not really too worried about that. I wish I had a better idea just based on the fact that the running backs aren't healthy right now. But then you go to the other side of that coin, like you asked, like the explosion. We all should expect that they'll be explosive with Jeremiah Smith. I think where they want to get more explosive is yards after the catch. And how much of that is Arthur Smith and how much of that is just the weapons that they have. I think they added some of the right pieces with Devin McQuinn, with Kyle Parker, with, potentially Legend Bay, if Brock Boyd continues to progress, Chris Henry Jr. This is a group that has shown they can do some stuff after the catch, maybe a little bit more than last year's group did, and that's not a knock on last year's group. But I think some of that just falls on the players, and in getting the most out of their catches and getting yards after the catch, that becomes part of the explosion. I think that they were pretty explosive last year down the field. They just weren't explosive at making 10-yard gains into 45 and taking a 10-yard hitch to the house. So I think that's where the explosion is going to come in, and I think Arthur Smith and Ryan Day can figure out ways to do that.
So Ryan Day's thrown out, Spence, about the offensive line and being a very deep position. Now, I'm sure he feels they're talented, and there are times I think he believes that they blocked it up really well last year, and maybe some of the onus should be on the running backs. Not hitting the right spot. But, they got into a situation against two very good defenses in Indiana and Miami, and then when they had some inexperience on the line, it kind of reared its ugly head. Where are you on the depth on the offensive line and the leap they have to make for this team to win a title?
I think it is one of the deeper groups that we've seen here at Ohio State in a while. Does that mean that they have, first-round talent like they did a couple years ago with Josh Simmons and Donovan Jackson? Do they have some of that top end talent like a Remington winner in Seth McLaughlin? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see if Carson Hinsman can get that done. But I do think the depth as far as playable guys, I think they've got 8 or 9 guys that they feel pretty good about playing. They could get to 10. And I think this is a great opportunity right now for them because Gabe Van Sickle's been going through a little bit. Josh Padilla's out for the spring. That means that either Philip Daniels or Austin Sarabone have to kick into the inside. Ian Moore's got to go to the outside, and now you're starting to see a few different combinations. So maybe that's a blessing in disguise to have a couple of guys nicked up where you have to make some changes and see if a different starting 5 or what your best 5 is. If they nail the best 5, you should be pretty confident that there's 4 or 5 guys behind him that you're ready to play. Ian Moore played in the second half against Miami last year and started against Purdue. If he's not a starter, you still feel really comfortable putting him in the game. Gabe Van Sickle started against Miami. It did not go well, but they saw enough in practice for him to start that game. Josh Padilla has started and played in a lot of games so far in his career, and they like the developmental path for a couple of those other guys behind him. So I think they feel good about this depth. They obviously need to get better, like you said, but experience is, I think, the best remedy along the offensive line, and they've got 3 interior guys, 4 overall, who have more experience than anybody else in college football. And I think that's a great starting point to build off of, going into the second half of spring.
Spence, always enjoy it, my man. Be well, and we'll be ringing you back soon. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, guys. I always appreciate it.
That is our guy, Spencer Holbrook from Letterman Row on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, time to unveil the question for our Aviators tickets for Friday night. I mentioned that there's a certain household item that probably peaked during the 80s, but I'm sure they've made a lot of improvements in this area. But I did say it was overrated. What is that? 821-9710. If you get that, we'll give you the tickets. And we'll come back with Tell the Truth, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. Just freak the hell out of someone. The Fan.
March Madness is here again, and so is a Great Clips $12.99 haircut coupon. From dominating the bracket pool to demolishing game day snacks, Great Clips gets that March is every fan's favorite month. And with a $12.99 haircut coupon, your hair can be as ready for the action as you are. Grab a $12.99 haircut coupon now at greatclips.com/March Madness. Great Clips, official hair salon of March Madness. Valid only at participating U.S. salons. Terms apply. March Madness is a trademark of the National Collegiate Athletic Association.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. Spring has arrived, and it'll be a great time to open your windows. But, oh, wait, your windows don't open easily. They leak when it rains. They've got cracked glass. They need repainting again. Ugh, getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation, that's easy and affordable. Right now, during the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years.
During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. With Window Nation, you'll get windows that easily slide open and closed. They are made with top quality seals so they won't leak when it's rainy or windy. And unlike other windows, they're maintenance free. They're so good, Window Nation stands behind them with a lifetime warranty. And they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's The More You Buy, The More You Save sale. Going on now. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com for your consultation.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Spring is hatching at the Columbus Zoo. Join us April 3rd and 4th for Eggs, Paws, and Claws. Snap a pic with the Easter Bunny, meet Egbert, roll into Shelley's Shellebration, and crack the clues in the Explore and Find. It's 2 extra fun days you won't want to miss. Get your discounted tickets at Kroger.
When you are a member of Telehio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telehio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
Pelotonia has proven there are no limits to community impact. We've raised more than $339 million for innovative cancer research at the James at Ohio State. Now, new routes let anyone be part of Ride Weekend. Mountain biking, trail running, and hiking join Gravel Day. And Pelotonia Kids welcomes our youngest riders because there's only one finish line that matters: ending cancer. Register today.
When you see a Gravely mowing the grass, you're looking at over 100 years of ingenuity in action. You're seeing a rugged, durable machine professional lawn service companies have relied on for generations. Or maybe you see a homeowner who demands the best, cutting their own lawn like the pros. Whether mowing or on a trailer between jobs, when you see a Gravely, you're seeing greatness at work. Take your lawn mowing up a notch with a Gravely. See the full line at your local dealer.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Think you know Buckeye football? These two say, hold my beer. The Beat with Austin and Berm.
Sponsored by the Waterworks.
Daily on the Fan's YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by KDHVAC, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, we had a giveaway. Winner gets tickets to the Aviators' inaugural game Friday night at historic Cruise Stadium. Free T-shirts for the first 5,000 fans. Gavin DeGraw at halftime, kickoff at 8. Buy your tickets at UFLaviators.com. Who's our winner?
Ken in Plain City.
Ken, Plain City. Well done, my man. You're going to be going to the game.
Have fun.
On us.
Yeah.
And we're happy about that. There'll be a Fan Fest at 6:30.
Okay.
So the Fan Fest opens on the Stadium Plaza. Music, photos.
Okay.
Inflatables. A lot of room for activities out there, Maddie. And then the gates open at 6:30. The first 5,000 fans get the home opener T-shirt. And then 8 o'clock, we have the first game in franchise history for the Aviators.
Should be an awesome environment over there. So, Ken, enjoy yourself. We appreciate you listening. And, have a cold one for me if you're into that type of thing. Enjoy.
All right, take us home.
All right, what is the best day of the week to take off for PTO if you're only taking one day off?
Is this some advanced scouting by you right
No,
here?
I think I got them all submitted.
Okay. The best day.
Well, Maddie and I agree on the best time of the weekend, I think. Maddie and I are both Friday night mental space guys. You know, you have most of the weekend ahead of you, and it just, or even this Friday afternoon when we're off at 3, like there is a...
It's a good place to be. You know how many times I've fallen asleep on my couch on a Friday night, woke up, and it's like, oh, it's 10:30 p.m. That's fine. I got nothing to do. I'm going to stay up all night. Like, I'm with you. It's perfect.
By the way, the answer to the question was waterbed. I never even gave the answer, but Ken got it.
Ken did get it.
Shout out to you, Ken.
The best day to take paid time off for anybody or in our business? Because I think
both. Are those different answers?
I think they might be.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they might be.
I mean, if you're an NFL player, I guess Sunday would be your preferred PTO.
Or take off that Thursday night game. Like, I'm not going to play this.
Yeah, there's so much that happens on a weekend in sports. I think sometimes taking off Monday can be tough. Like, that's a day where you get to come in and talk about everything. And from the weekend, that depends on what time of year it is in the season, but NFL season for sure.
Good.
But
because you are taking away the day where the material is the easiest for yourself.
Is so king at that point.
That is true.
I think, and Friday shows are fun. Friday shows are always
We've got
what's gonna happen, what can happen, the prediction show. It's picks.
I like a little PTO going into my weekend.
Friday.
There's something about extending out the weekend a little bit. That's a good place for me to be in mentally. So I'll go an extended weekend.
Yeah.
Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
But Sunday is also a really high stress evening, as Maddie's for a lot of people.
And Sunday scaries.
If you know you're off Monday, that can help ease your wade back into the week a little bit. But I think we're both in the same boat. I think you may as well just grab Friday. But
especially too, though, I was actually going to advocate for Monday being the best.
Okay,
I mean,
I can see that.
Ted Holbrook likes to do the midweek Wednesday. So that way you have a 2-day weekend. You have Monday, Tuesday. You have an off day, Thursday, Friday, and then it's the weekend again already.
Just get a breather day?
It's like two-day weeks.
I kind of see the vision. I was wondering why he always did that, because he's done that for years.
Yeah.
Teddy has.
Do it.
So that way he doesn't have to do 3 days in a row ever.
Okay.
At least when he has the streak going.
I want to pick his brain a little bit more on that. So you're advocating for Mondays right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have a Wednesday off next week, so I'm only getting a little taste of it, but I'm mostly, I'm leaving.
Stay on high alert, Maddie.
This coming from the guy who just missed a Wednesday yesterday.
Had to work. It was a work thing.
Actually, you know what?
It's a work thing.
It was.
It's a work thing.
But,
all right, so we're team kind of Fridays here, and your team Monday.
Yeah, well, here's why, though. I think that starting your weekend off early could mislead some people, because you might be like, hey, man, it's my weekend already. Who's going out? And it's like, no, we all got work tomorrow. Like who's going out on a... I mean, some people go out on Thursday night.
Thursday's a big go-out night.
College? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it as an adult.
When I go back in dorm storm, what do you think you know what I mean? Like,
you know what? Hey, for the co-eds who intentionally scheduled Fridays off on their schedule, I guess they would be free.
Oh, man. I don't have an issue going places by myself either, TLC, so I'm not really worried about what everybody else is doing.
That's an interesting thing that Matty does.
You know
Lately,
what I mean?
he's got a little bit of a hot streak of just going out to dinner by himself on a Friday night because he just wants to.
And
Joe Flacco said that last year.
He's
like,
jealous.
You guys don't even understand how great this is.
He levels it up, too, by not just going to the bar. Like, give me a booth. Anybody else coming? No.
Just me.
I heard,
just me.
Torts was talking to Vegas. He was doing an interview, and his head's spinning because he's so exhausted, right? They call him out of the blue.
By the way, fire the gong. He's talking casually about, hey, I just got this open communication with an NHL head coach.
No.
You're just a baller, right?
I told this guy.
When's Torts coming on the show?
That there's
He will.
He's a little busy.
Oh, yeah.
So he said to the hotel restaurant that he just needed some time to not think about hockey, this whole whirlwind.
Okay,
flying from Florida to Vegas, coaching a game and all that, getting to know his players and what's going to happen. And he told the guys, give me a table in the corner. Just give me it furthest one away from the whole. Just give me one in the corner. I'm going to just kind of just veg out there for a little bit, have a meal, have a drink, and just turn it off.
Yes.
Yeah. But you just
hey, man,
give me the table right in the middle of the restaurant.
I'm feeling frisky, I will absolutely do.
Not a bar guy.
I'll do both.
Sit at the counter.
I'll do both. I'll kind of read the room a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Read the defense a little bit. If I'm seeing,
what are you looking for?
If it's a busy time, right? Like if this is dinner time, I probably won't take a booth to myself.
Okay.
If I go to, say I'm off, and I go to like lunch, say I go to like a late lunch, 2 o'clock, lunch crowd's kind of fizzling away. Oh yeah, I'll grab a booth.
At a restaurant. Okay.
So I kind of respect the environment a little bit because I don't want to go to a booth where there's a waiter or waitress and they may be expecting 3 to 4 people to sit in that booth at a bigger tip, and then one guy sits there. So I think about everybody. Try to.
Well, you could make it up and tip for 3 instead of for 1.
Technically, I could. You're right.
Here you go. As soon as the blindfold goes on, you got to be on high alert.
That's right.
It's nothing but facts that you were speaking. Right
that's
there.
his disclaimer. That's he tells us when he's out. That's a disclaimer.
Yeah. Big time. National Burrito Day. Did you ever have a phase where you flirted with a Chipotle addiction?
100%.
Oh,
yeah, 100%. And not only that, it was 2.
No.
2 wraps. I was there before. I don't know if you guys hopped on a moving train, but before they even did the bowls. Because they didn't have bowls at the beginning. I don't believe.
Oh.
I think it was just the tortilla, just the wrap, just the burrito. I could be wrong on this, but I think when Chipotle first opened up, there were no bowls.
Interesting.
I could be. We got to check that.
That's my boy.
But I used to buy 2 of them.
Yeah, my boy's an accountant.
At the one in Grandview, we used to go, and I used to be able to take down 2.
Man, when I was in high school,
Reno, give me 2.
Had my little job at Kroger or TJ Maxx there, and I didn't have that much cash. And you could get a burrito back then for like $7, $8.
Well, if you're that strapped for cash, how about a paper route? Builds character. Did in my case.
Fast Times at Ridgemont.
No.
Gremlins.
No.
Dang, I thought that was real life.
Real life advice.
It might have had a paper route, but the quote wasn't.
I thought Anthony was on his bike just throwing paper out of his...
There's a great
the little bike basket that they have
with that the grown paper boy who lives at home with his mom. What was that show?
I am not familiar.
You tell us, sir.
Get a Life.
Get a Life.
That's what it was called. It was a 30-year-old paper boy.
Okay.
Yeah. You asked for it.
I'm trying to find a way to insert a hot dog.
You know,
trying to find.
And that voice that you just heard. We'll be back on the air here in about 5 minutes because in for Timmy Hall is the one and only Olin Tangi's finest, Joshua Perry. He's in with Common Man. Adam Rittenberg joins at 3:30. It is Too Hot Thursday as well. We love you. Goodbye.
We'll be back on a Friday, and we will actually be here. We're not taking off. We'll talk to you then. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Question from a listener. Do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.